Greetings. Okay, listen, I literally just posted that we were going live. Hey, Anitra, how are you? How are you? I literally just posted that we were going live for Wednesday Live and Power. Look, I'm getting myself together because I took a sacred bath. I have been taking a sacred bath every day and it has been amazing. But yeah, I am like feeling so good, so calm. And look what I got. It would be so nice if I could share, but I can't. So I'll eat enough for both of us. Hey, 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 who else is on? Who else is on? So, you guys, I did bring my little snack because I am doing intermittent fasting. Intermediate is what I call it. I'm doing intermediate fasting. So, because we may go past the time that I in my eat schedule, I brought a little snack. So, hey, Yardy, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you guys are excited for Empower Hour like I am, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, please, por favor. And I had to bust out a new sage stick. Some of you guys may not know that I sell sage and Florida water and a bunch of other cool stuff. So, it's not just coaching and retreats, it's all the things that you require and desire for your healing journey. But how are you guys feeling today? Let me know. How are you feeling? How has your day been? How has your week been so far? How has your month been? Because we are in a new month. We are in a new month. And while we're waiting for others to come on in and join us, I am not burning these little listen, I'm not burning the dragon's blood today. Last time it got all up in my nose and eyes, had me thinking I was catching a cold. So it's in my on my website. I have a shop on my website. So all of my platforms has my link tree. It has my link tree, and my link tree has all of my links. So even in the description of the videos here, there's a description with the link, and yeah, you can find it there. Hi Tashia, how are you? Yes, 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 I do. I do. Yes, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. This is one time when it's okay to get high off your own supply because I definitely go to my little inventory spot and grab a sage when I'm low. Hey, Pat, how are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome. I was just sharing how I took a sacred bath before Empower Hour started. And you know what's so funny is that I believe this is day 6. It has been a very long time since I have taken a sacred bath back to back to back. And there's like, no major reason except it just feels really good and it's been helping me bring myself back to center. You know what I mean? It's been helping me bring myself back to center because with this transitioning happening in the collective and in my life, I've been having some days where that overwhelm, it's been hitting me. Listen, I'm going to show you guys something real quick, okay? Because you guys know my mom and I, we get together and we hang out all the time. So the other day she goes, "Well, even though you got some extra sleep, you still look tired. Are you tired?" And I kept saying, "Mom, I'm not tired." And she goes, "Well, you look it." So I was like, "Okay, let me give you a visual of what's going on. I'm gonna share it with y'all and let me know if you can relate. If you can relate, give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know. Let me find it. It would be in my screenshots. Okay, here are my screenshots. And let me turn the light down so you'll be able to see it. Can you guys see this? So when I showed this to her, she's like, "I get it. Say no more." Right. And it's not the serving part. You guys know the serving part, it energizes me, it pumps me up. It's all the other stuff, right? The other stuff that has you like this, like this. See, like that. And I'm not complaining, but I will just say this, it has been hitting me hard this ending of last month and so far in this month. So these sacred baths have really been giving me an opportunity to just relax and to just be still, right? I actually just started my podcast yesterday and I have 2 episodes up already. But one of the things I was sharing was how to release that overwhelm by connecting your breath to it, right? And then releasing it out. And then when I got home, I didn't even go take a shower. I didn't get in the bath. I just sat on the couch in nothingness. And it just felt so good and so calm, just feeling the peace of my surroundings, right? And looking at the trees blowing outside, even though it's hot out here, but there was wind, and it just felt so good. And then I felt led to share with you guys the messages I was getting, which is for us to just sit in the stillness sometimes, right? And it doesn't even have to be through meditation, it can just be sitting, right? So, yeah, let's see who all is on. Pat said, I can definitely relate. I know you can. Anitra said, I can relate. Yes, ma'am. I know you can too. So, yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so glad you're doing so great. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. I'm so glad that you joined us. Thank you for joining us. So, you guys, we have a new member of our community, Tashia, that joined us from TikTok. You guys, I always encourage you to follow me on the multiple platforms. The reason being is because I post things. Sometimes I post the same content on each platform, right? But sometimes I post things based on the platform. So that way you don't miss out on nothing, right? Get on all of them. And the link in my description box will lead you to everything. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into our breathing, you guys. I was just kind of talking to you, chatting with you a bit so that we can allow others to join us. If you're excited about Empower Hour today, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And, today, I am going to do something a little bit different with our breathing. This is a breathing technique that we did in yoga the other day, and it was super duper powerful. I went to chair yoga and it was amazeballs. I actually worked up a sweat, but it was gentle on my body at the same time. So, yeah, so what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and close your eyes and allow yourself to relax. And what I'd like you to do is inhale through your nose, right? And as you're inhaling, I'd like you to expand, right? Not any deep or heavy movement, force movement, but what I'd like you to do is visualize yourself expanding in the rib cage, right? Creating space under your arms, right? So and just feel the air fill up in this area, right? Even if you don't do this, like that's not necessary, but just feel the air moving there. And then when you exhale, also exhale through your nose. And I'd like you to exhale, taking the breath down to your navel, right? So that's what I like you to do. And as you're taking it down to your navel, you'll find this space going in. Okay. Does that make sense? So as you inhale slowly through your nose, what you're going to do is feel the air up in this area, creating a space here. And then as you exhale, you're going to release it down into your stomach. But both times it's through your nose. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that together. Inhale slow and deep, creating that space between your armpit and your rib cage. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And you guys, I'm so used to breathing out of my mouth. That's what I'm doing. So let's do it with our noses, okay? Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And continue with that pattern of breathing. And as you're breathing, I'm calling in highest light guides, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and helpful companions, all of highest light and love. I'm calling on you now, and I thank you for filling this space. I thank you for using me as a vessel of highest light and love. And I thank you for opening the minds, hearts, and souls of those that I am called to serve today so that they may receive whatever message is for them. I thank you, and so it is. So continue with that pattern of breath, and I'm just sending some healing energy throughout your cellular system to assist with loosening and releasing all that's no longer serving you. So take a few more breaths, inhaling through your nose, filling up that space between your armpit and your rib cage, and then exhaling out of your nose, sending your sacred breath to your stomach, powering your power center, and releasing all that's no longer serving you. Go ahead with two more breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. And let's set the intention that with every inhale you take throughout the rest of the day and every exhale you release throughout the rest of the day, you'll be breathing in love, light, and healing and releasing all that's no longer serving you. And so it is. Okay, so how are you feeling after that breath exercise? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Hi, THC Hawk 1253. Welcome. Let me know who you are and where you came from. Did you join us from TikTok or did you stumble across us here on YouTube? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it because I'm super excited. I grabbed a deck that I don't believe I've ever used during Empower Hour. So it is called Believe in Your Own Magic. And let me tell you why this deck is so appropriate, right? Because all of my decks are in the shelf like this, right? So I really wasn't looking at the title. I just went with what I felt and grabbed it. And this is so incredible because when I was grounding the other day, Spirit delivered that message, and I shared it with the members of the Activating You Soul family, but I'm going to share it with you all also. And those of you that are in the Soul family, it's going to be a reiteration. But what Spirit said to me is one of the reasons why we're not manifesting at the rate that we would like to, or that we choose to, or intend to, is because we're still separating ourselves from Source. We're still looking at Source as an outside source, right? Something other than self. But that's not the case, right? We are source in human form, right? So source is both within and without. So when we can start to see ourselves as source and understanding that the aspect that is allowing or attracting or granting or however you view your manifestations, right? That aspect that's bringing it into this realm for us is us, right? Which is why our mindset has to get aligned, right? Our words have to get aligned. Our actions must be aligned. Our beliefs, right? Because it is us that is creating, right? It is us tapping into our own divinity within to bring things that are outside of us into this reality, right? So this is so good because it's believing in your own magic. So let's go ahead and see. Awesome, Cheryl. I'm so glad to hear it. I am doing amazing. Thank you for asking. Ooh, let's see. Okay. So the first three cards we got are Flower, Be Honest with Yourself, the number 17. And look, I'm wearing flowers today, y'all. And then we have Stars, You Can Manifest Your Every Wish, with the number 5. Oh, this is good. I see where Spirit is going with this. And then we have 39. Raindrops, Take a Chance on Them. Okay. So right now, the message here is it's time for you to really do some deep soul searching, right? And be honest with yourself. Where are your blocks, right? What resistance is present that is keeping you from manifesting all that you desire and deserve, right? Because there's nothing outside of you that's saying, hey, no, no, you not yet. No, no, it's all you, right? It's all you. Sometimes you may be so stuck on what you feel your journey is to be or look like, right? Because we've talked about how when Spirit is guiding us, Spirit isn't like, okay, this makes sense. This feels totally aligned with what you're asking for. No, 99.9% of the time, it feels so unrelated that when Spirit is guiding you, it's not only guiding you to what you are seeking, right? It's guiding you into strengthening your surrender, strengthening your faith, right? Strengthening your ability to trust in the guidance that you receive, right? So it's like doing multiple things at one time. So when you are not receiving, it's about you being honest with yourself. You may also be afraid, right? You may be afraid to make certain changes because as you start to shift and you start to elevate at such a high frequency, those that are still elevating where you once were may not like the change in you, right? And you love these people, or at best enjoy hanging around them or being in their presence and having them in yours. So as you start to elevate unconsciously, you're aware that those relationships may no longer align and they may start to fall off, right? But we've talked about how there's never a loss. You're never losing anything, right? Things are being replaced with what serves your highest good in the now. It's not better than what's being replaced. It's just that served you in that now, and this serves you in this now, right? So, part of being honest with yourself is connecting to the blocks and the things that you're afraid of, and then being honest with your reasons for still holding on, right? What is it going to take for you to feel comfortable enough, secure enough to let it go, right? And then also, here's the thing to remember: we are human. So, you know how I spoke of the overwhelm that I was feeling, right? That's a part of being human. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, feeling anxious, feeling sad, feeling angry, all of these things, right? But what happens when we are on our healing journey, right? We now have the tools so that we can combat these feelings as soon as they come up, so we can release them and they don't have an opportunity to sit, fester, and affect our frequency, right? Because once our frequency is affected, that's when all the miracles, blessings, magic that we've been creating gets postponed. We step back, we're starting over, right? So it's time for you to be honest with yourself and to have more deep evaluation of self. Get out of the habit of go, go, go. And sometimes that go, go, go are your spiritual routines, right? Sometimes we get so caught up in our routine, we shift from the hustle and bustle routine to ABCDEFG routine as it relates to our spirituality. So we're still not leaving room for flow. We're still not leaving room for spirit to guide us, right? So just take a look. Right now, it's about slowing down, evaluating with curiosity and honesty, and allowing your soul to reveal to you what it is that's keeping you from what you desire and deserve, right? What it is that's slowing you down. Because if you feel like I'm ready for it like this, but you're not getting it like this, it's not that like this doesn't always serve your highest good. Sometimes it's the fact that there's a block there, right? So let's see what you all are saying. Um, Tashia said, I have on flowers too. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I love synchronicities, don't you? My mom said, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, mom. So, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's get into this stars card. You can manifest your every wish. So, this is just spirit reiterating the little brief message that I shared in the beginning, right? You can manifest whatever it is that you are choosing, right? And it doesn't matter what you do or who you are. Don't allow society or the opinions of others make you feel embarrassed to say, you know what? I'm choosing to serve, but I'm also choosing to be a multimillionaire. You know what? I'm inspired and motivated by creating a shift in the collective consciousness, but I'm also inspired and motivated by having the financial means to travel and purchase whatever I choose, right? You can have it all. But there's an aspect of division in society that we've been programmed to adapt to. And the biggest division that we're dealing with is the division between our soul, right? And our unconscious mind. Sometimes it's our soul and our conscious mind, right? Because on an unconscious level is where that programming lives, right? That programming lives so deep in there that we'll be embarrassed to state what it is that we truly are choosing. And if we can't even state it with our shoulders back, chest up, head high, crown, to the clouds, to the cosmos, then how are we going to send a frequency strong enough for the universe to receive it and co-create a response aligned with what we're choosing, right? It's impossible. So this is where that evaluating comes from, taking a time out to really get in tune and in touch with yourself, right? And in the Activating You Soul family, I'd asked the members to make a list of the things that is aligned, like all the belief system that they have, right? Make a list and then determine on one side which things are their beliefs and which things are beliefs that were programmed within, right? Now, what this takes is connecting to your soul and allowing your soul to let you identify. So I encourage you to do the same, right? Make that list of all of your belief systems, right? Your belief systems about yourself, your belief systems about others, your beliefs about particular groups of people, whatever it is, your belief about is money the root of all evil? Do you have to work hard to right? All of the beliefs that comes up for you, write it down. Just write them all down. And then on a separate sheet of paper, create a separation, a list, my beliefs, program beliefs. And then those beliefs that end up on the program beliefs, it's time to let them go, right? It's time to let them go, right? So let's see. Raindrops, take a chance on them. What's the message here, Spirit? So the song that I'm hearing is Don't Be Afraid of the Way. Don't be afraid of the way it feels. It's real. Y'all know that song? Ooh, boy. Remember? Okay, that is not how it sounds, but do you know what song I'm about for me saying it? So yeah, that's the song that I'm hearing. Now, when I first picked up this card, I was connecting to see if it was about something other than love, right? And so as I'm hearing that song, I'm receiving that it is about love, right? Now, it's two sides to this message. For on one side, the love is that love of a partner, right? Don't allow your past pains to stop you from fully receiving and accepting the love of a partner. Now, as I say that, some of you may have this vision in your mind as to what that means, right? Some of you may be in a healthy, loving relationship, but sometimes it may be hard to accept all the love that your partner chooses to give you. So you carry a guilt, right? A guilt when they are doing so much for you and you feel like maybe you're not matching what they're giving to you in what you're giving to them, right? Well, this isn't a tip for tat, right? This is just about you allowing your soul to guide you, right? You do what feels good on a soul level, right? You don't do things because they did this for me last week, so now I'm gonna do this for them, right? But also release that guilt of receiving. I have been taking care on my own since I was 16, right? So I remember when I got married to my first husband, I literally had a tough time when I transitioned into fully being a stay-at-home mom, right? And just allowing myself to be taken care of. And then I actually started to, do things at home as a stay-at-home mom that contributed to the household outside of just running the household, right? Like we act like that's not a job, even if you have no children, right? But anyways, it was tough for me, right? It was tough for me. And there were many reasons why it was tough, right? Many reasons. Those reasons are going to be different for everyone, but just to name a few, for me is that feeling of being vulnerable, right? Once you're in a position where someone feels like they own you, basically, right? They own you, right? That was a fear back then. I was 21 when I got married. That was a fear back then. I don't have that same fear. In fact, I'm choosing to have a partner that enjoys taking care of me, right? That has the means to take care of me emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially, right? And they're all equal. Not one is more important than the other, right? Also, on the flip side of that, as it relates to give them a chance, take a chance on them. Some of us have been so hurt by love, past love, that we are still holding on to a fear of being hurt, right? Now, if you are experiencing hurt, again, remember what season we're in. We're in the season of evaluating self. We attract what we are. We attract experiences that mirror where we are. So if you are still afraid of being hurt, it's time to look at your life and ask yourself, in what ways am I hurting me? In what ways am I not doing the things that serve my highest good? Now, let me give you one that's super common. I'm gonna give you two. Okay. I'm gonna give you two. One of those things that's really common is meditation or deep breathing, however you feel comfortable calling it, but every day as a non negotiable. The other one is protection, protecting yourself every day as a non negotiable. Now, we know these things serve our highest good. Not only are they just serving our highest good as just a blanket statement, but it's essential for our spiritual health, our spiritual cleanliness, and to deepen our connection to source, to deepen our connection to our soul, right? But yet, so many of us I'm hearing both struggle, and then right after struggle comes refuse to consistently do it every day, right? And the reason why it's coming in like that is because we can say, I struggle with this. But in reality, when we say, I struggle with this, unconsciously, we're giving ourselves an excuse to prolong, right? The time frame it takes for us to commit to doing what serves our highest good every day. But if we just say, I'm refusing to do it, because that's really what it breaks down to. We are just refusing to do it. Now we're being what? Honest with ourselves, right? Now we're in our power. We can't just be in our power when it relates to things that feel good, right? When it relates to things that's like, okay, I'm in my power. This feels good. I'm speaking my truth, right? I'm standing up for myself. I'm doing the snake. Yes, I am. All of those things, right? It's about being in our power and being accountable for those things that don't make us feel too proud, right? But as you're there, don't beat yourself up, right? I told y'all I had got real sloppy and dropped the ball a little bit with my grounding, okay? And it threw me out of balance. It became a habit to put it off, right? I had gotten a little sloppy with putting myself first in the morning before I started serving. And it became a habit again, right? There was no other thing responsible for that but me. I didn't beat myself up. I just recognized it when it was recognized and I shifted it, right? Because sometimes we're flowing without conscious awareness that, hey, I'm back in this situation or I'm stuck in this situation. But when it's known, we don't go into beating ourselves up. We just make a shift, right? If we're so powerful that we can create, right, a reality, if we are so powerful that we can bring what exists in a parallel universe into this one, then there is no reason why we cannot be consistent with doing the things that serves our highest good, right? No reason at all. Now let's talk about the fact that I dropped the ball and got a little sloppy, right? Well, by me experiencing what I experienced, and that'll put a new fire under me to share with y'all, right? And so now I'm able to share my experience, and you don't have to go through the dropping the ball. You could just say, okay, I got it. I'm about to stay on point. So there's always a lesson and a blessing. And not only was it for me to share with you, but it also re-solidified in my mind, in my heart, and my soul how important these things are, right? Let's see what you all are saying. Hey, the bag lady. How are you? How are you? I know you've been on before, but remind me of your name. Is that Lakina? Oh no. Hey, Lakina, I see you're on. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome. Pat said, I grew up in church. There's a belief that to be spiritual and serve, you can't have money because money is the root of evil. LOL. You said it says, and listen, I did a video on TikTok. See, this is why I be telling y'all, follow me on all platforms because it be stuff, and then I be posting stuff and sharing stuff. Y'all don't be looking at it. Y'all don't be looking at it. I know y'all don't. But when your soul is ready, you will, right? You will. But listen, the whole thing that I was sharing was the fact that some of us, right, who grew up in church, right, it got to a point where it didn't resonate anymore. Not because there wasn't truths in the teaching, it's just the way it was being interpreted, right? And a lot of things that are interpreted to us are interpreted in the way that they were passed down generation after generation after generation after generation, right? But if you start from a place where you're programmed to believe that you are not able to, or you cannot have that direct connection with source, or by utilizing your gifts of discernment, your ability to connect to source, hear source, see source, feel source, and share what you get from source is something evil, right? And what you pass along, it stays in a certain frame of mind, right? So the truth, the lessons sometimes get lost in translation. And so people that are very sensitive and aware, even before we realize it, we can recognize the BS. It's not to say that religion does not have some things that can benefit us, right? Because remember, we're in the world, not of it. So that means we can be in everything, but not of it, and learn from everything, right? And then when we start to strengthen our ability to connect to source, then we can open up the Bible or the Quran or whatever other thing that, we like to open up, and we can read it and we can receive the guidance from source. Now, here's the thing. When I talk to you about the Activating You mentorship, and I say it's not cookie cutter because every soul is different. So every soul, the teachings, the guidance, the service, you get catered to based on what your soul requires at that point in your life. It's the same thing with the interpretation. It's not going to just be one interpretation for everybody, right? That's not how source works, right? That's not how this works. But that's what we've been taught, right? That's what we've been taught. And so, in regards to money being the root of all evil and that teaching being taught to us, is because what does money do? Money allows a person to be more of who they already are. So, in a lot of times, a lot of instances, when we think in terms of Christianity or any religion, right? A lot of times there is this theme of keeping a person docile, keeping a person in fear, keeping a person right where they'd like you to be. So, if money allows you to be more of who you are, and if you are this person that has a heart and soul of service, if you are this person that is choosing to serve the world in whatever way you're called to serve, right? To elevate yourself, increase your frequency because you're living in a state of abundance. Well, then that allows you to give that state of abundance and that increased frequency to the world. But if you believe that money is the root of all evil on any level, well, then money's going to run from you. Money's not going to be attracted to you. I love money and money loves me. Money finds me. Money loves hanging out with me. Money loves talking to me. Money loves how I use it, right? So it's even about those things that were programmed into you. Those things, because when we think about it, for many of us, right? For many of us that have ancestors that were slaves, when Christianity was first introduced to us, it was introduced during a time where it was used to keep us under control, right? So a lot of the things that get taught are things that will keep us under control. And it doesn't matter what race you are, right? Doesn't matter, because it's not a black and white thing, you guys. I don't care how much we believe it. That's a distraction. It's not, right? It's a woke and sleep thing, right? So those that are woke, who oftentimes don't use their wokeness and their ability, right, to receive guidance, they don't use it for good, because it doesn't matter what side of the street you're standing on, whether it's the high vibe side or the low vibe side. The energies and entities that are on the high vibe side and the low vibe side are both highly intelligent, both able to give you factual things. This is why I always tell you guys, make sure when you're getting a reading for someone, or you're connecting with someone that's connecting to spirit realm, that you make sure that they're connecting to highest light and love. Because if they're not, and you're opening yourself up, you could be receiving all kind of demonic energies and entities. Don't trust everybody that's connecting, okay? You got to be sure, right? So it's really important for us to really go back to the beginning, right? And go back to what we believe and see if it's ours or if it's programmed. And if it's not ours, it's time to start healing it, right? And this isn't an attack on anyone who has a certain belief, because I know some Christians that are amazing, right? That are truly, they embody what Christianity at its core is, right? I personally don't believe in organized religion. I just don't. It's man made. So for me, it doesn't work, right? It just doesn't. I'm spiritual. I believe in God. I believe in source. I believe in the universe. I believe in most high. I believe in me, right? So just about finding your lane and figuring out what works for you. When I say figuring it out, I mean let spirit guide you. Okay? Don't allow your past to keep you afraid, right? Don't allow your past to keep you afraid. Whether it is a past of what you identify as failure, which we know failure is not real. Failure is just what we have called growing pains, right? Growing pains. Whenever we're growing, let's go back to the babies, for example. We're going to stumble sometimes. We're going to fall sometimes. That doesn't mean we failed. It just means that we're still in process of learning and growing and elevating. And as long as we can stop identifying it as something negative, right? And identifying it as what it is, which is a lesson, a teacher that's ultimately blessing us, then we'll grow taller, we'll grow stronger, and we'll grow at a much more rapid rate, right? I'm hearing the Keisha Cole song Love. Love. Didn't know what I was missing. Remember that song, you guys? I'm not in the mood to sing. I'd rather spare your ears today. Okay, so here's something that I'd like to tell you. And I was talking to one of my soul sisters today, and it came through to tell her to put out strawberries and pineapples as an offering, right? And the purpose of that was to attract the sweetness into her life, right? And so, as I'm saying this to you, the message for you is to focus your mindset on all the things that feel good to your soul, right? All the things, even when you're in the midst of evaluating self, even when you're in the midst of releasing overwhelm or stress or whatever the case may be, whatever you're going through, find a way to focus on the sweetness of the experience, right? What is the sweetness? The sweetness of the experience is the same for all of us. At the end of the day, the experience is going to elevate us. Focus on that. How is this elevating me, right? How is this growing me? What is this showing me, right? Something I was talking to my mom about when we were on one of our adventures. There's certain things in society that really bugs my mom, right? And I was like, "Well, mom, how does it make you feel when you're talking about that?" Right? And she paused for a moment and she shared how it made her feel. I was like, "Well, then why do you talk about it?" Right? Why do you talk about it? And I'm sharing this because Spirit is saying this is something for all of us, right? To embody. When you find yourself getting upset about something that's happening in the collective, don't talk about it. There's certain things that I'll see and I'll start to share it with my mom. I'll be like, nope, because what is this going to create? What frequency is this creating? Right? So I'll refrain, right? But when you find yourself talking about things or about to talk about something that brings your frequency down, pause and ask Spirit, what can I do to make a difference regarding whatever the topic is, right? What can I do to contribute to shifting whatever it is, right? Because here's the thing, everything is no coincidence. We know this, right? But we look at that and we state that as it relates to things that like synchronistically happen in our lives, right? But the thing to remember is, even the way the world is designed right now, the way the world is set up, it's not coincidental that everything that's been happening for years is right in front of our faces. Everything is being recorded. Everything is being sexualized. Everything is about drugs and, and money, but it's not the positive use of money, right? It's a little muddier, right? All of these things are in effect to bring our frequency down. So the more we engage of things outside of self and the less we go within and engage with our soul, then that's when we start to not be in the world, but we start to be of it, right? Let's see what you all are saying. Uh Anitra said daily armor. The truth is it's a choice. Absolutely. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. Welcome. Are you still on? Let's see. Tashia said, I needed to hear this. Money flows to me easily. Yes. Well, I would like to encourage you to cancel the lead I need because you know what? You just sent a command to the universe. And you know what the universe does? The universe responds, right, to your commands. So when you say, I need, the universe responds, keeping you in a state of need, right? Everything that you could ever need is already within you. So instead of I need, it serves my highest good, right? It serves my highest good. So, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be a vessel. Pat said, exactly. I had to retrain myself to understand money as a tool. And I love having lots of tools in my toolbox. And so it is, right? And so it is, because here's the thing there are so many things, right? It's like when I first started doing this work, and my dad saw my video with me doing readings, right? And he was like, well, what are the cards for? And I explained to him, like, I could do readings without cards, but at that time, I was at a point where I would still get super drained. Like my mom could see it on my face after it would drain me because I hadn't yet learned how to connect without using every bit of my physical being, right? And also I used to channel where I would allow, it was just a whole different thing, y'all. So it used to drain me. So anyways, what I explained to him was they're a tool, right? They're a tool. Everything is just a tool. Everything that's on this earth is a tool for us to utilize. And we can use a tool to do things that are high vibrational or low vibrational. It's totally up to us, you know. That's another thing that we've been taught. We've been taught in certain beliefs that being psychic is a bad thing. But what's the difference between psychic and a prophet except for wordplay, except the definition that someone gave it to create fear? Because we are all born psychic. And when we're babies, we're all connected. That's why babies be cooing and looking around laughing because they're seeing the spirits, right? But then we're taught that that's something bad or wrong or evil because only certain people can deliver messages from God. That's not true, right? We're all born with the same gifts, the same tools, but how we utilize it is what's different. Because some people choose to utilize it to create more high vibe frequencies, some choose to use it to create chaos and confusion and all sorts of things, right? So, this is why it's important to listen to your soul. What do you feel in your body, right? Begin learning how to identify the difference between fear, your fears, and source, right? And soul. Because sometimes you may feel something in your body and it may be a fear that's rooted in a belief system that you were programmed to believe. So remember, we're in this time of self evaluating, being honest with ourselves, right? Being open to receive, right? Being open to release, being open to see, know, and hear the truth from our soul, right? I'm going to pull a few more cards and let's see what you all are saying. Um, uh, Pat said, so true, sis. Sometimes I can pick up on people's energy in public places. I feel it and I get the heck away from them. Well, that is so good. And Pat, I know you know this, but for those of you that are also picking up on people's energy, this is another reason why protection is so important, right? Because it helps to shield you. But listen, here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter how much you're protecting. Sometimes you're going to still feel that energy. I've shared this before, but when I'm in like the airport or large places with a lot of people, I hum, right? I hum because that allows me to not be connecting to everybody's energy. I'll just be humming and then it raises my frequency because it feels good. You know, I might even be doing this. I'm doing this because as I'm walking, I'll be smiling and, people be looking. I don't care. Right. So finding those ways that you can be in the world, but not of it, be in the world, but not affected, and to still be able to maintain your peace. Right. Let's see. Pat said, practice makes perfect. No such thing as failure. It's all learning experiences. Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome, Stephanie. I'm glad you're still here. Pat said, I told myself today to reframe from my conversation around my sunshine and begin to be grateful for him and all the lessons we are learning about each other in relationships. So good. So good. Pat said exactly, says psychic or prophet. Is there a difference? Exactly. There's not, right? There's not. Because I had my brother, his father called himself a prophet. And I used to get beat for things he said God told him I was going to do that I didn't do, or things God told him I did that I didn't do. He called himself a prophet. He wasn't even really connecting. And then there are some people that do connect that are prophets that aren't doing things that are high vibrational, right? And even that, there's no judgment for people even in that type of situation, right? Because here's the thing. If we've encountered any person, any situation, right, it's there to serve us in some way. So instead of us judging, right, we're releasing judging of self and judgment of others, right? Instead of us judging and saying, well, oh, they said that was this, but here they are doing this. Ask, how is this growing me? What is this teaching me? What is this showing me, right? I am so grateful for all the abuse that I endured from my brother's father because it gave me those experiences, those human experiences that my soul agreed to experience, leading me to answering my calling and being here to serve you, right? After he transitioned and he came to me to apologize, I accepted his apology, but I told him he's not welcome here. You're not going to be speaking to me whenever you feel. As a matter of fact, don't ever speak to me again. I forgive you, but we ain't cool. We're not cool. I forgive you and I'm grateful, but you keep that mess over there because I know what frequency you on and it's not high vibe. I'm good. So yeah. Okay, it says feather. Think for you guys, I can't make this up. What were we just talking about? Think first before you judge. Okay. And that number 26 equals 8. And the message here with that is we are all infinite beings. In some lifetimes, we show up as the hero. In other lifetimes, we show up as the villain, right? We've shown up in many different ways in many different lifetimes, right? Because there's duality to every soul, right? There's duality to every soul. In order for us to have a full understanding, we have shown up in many ways. I'm pretty sure we can think about some of the things we did before we were conscious of who we are, that when we look back, we weren't too proud of it, right? I'm sure all of us has something like that. No matter how big or small it is, there's something that we got in that closet that is like, ooh, I can't believe it ain't butter and it was me. You know what I mean? So think first before you judge. And look at the picture. So this woman is elevating, right? Levitating is what's happening, but the elevating is what came in. She's elevating. And also, let me just show this because I know this deck has this card has a witchy theme, not the whole deck, but just this card. But the thing I'd like you guys to know is usually when we see something like this, a skull, we start to get afraid when we've been taught certain things. But in reality, what skulls are now, I don't recommend running around with human skulls but I have a few crystal skulls. But what it is that those skulls are able to transmute divine wisdom, right? They're able to bring in divine wisdom. Whatever tool you utilize, it's important to set an intention for it, right? So even with your crystals, when you get a crystal, you set the intention for it because you decide if you're using it for high vibe stuff or low vibe stuff, right? So when you see certain things, don't automatically feel like, ooh, that's evil, right? Because it's only evil if the person is setting evil intentions, you know? So yeah. Also, community. Community is important, right? As you're on your healing journey and as you are elevating yourself, community is important. It is so important to have people that are on the same path or similar path because as you're shedding, sometimes think about if you outside, you're taking off your coat in it, but it's kind of cold, and as you're shedding, it's getting colder and colder and colder, right? And when you have a bunch of people around you, they help keep you warm. So as you're on your journey and things are feeling a little cold or a little lonely or a little hard, when you have those that are on your path aligned with the journey that you're on, they're able to hold space. They're able to hold you up when you're feeling down, right? And then also, here's the other thing for those of us that are on our journey of ascension, our journey of awakening, our healing journey, right? No matter where we are on it, it's super important that our community that is not a part of our healing journey, our awakening journey, right? Because everybody's a part of it, right? But like apparently a part of it. It's important that we began sharing what we know, right? We began sharing what spirit has given to us, right? And when I say sharing, I mean like oftentimes people will say something, right? And you may receive a message from spirit and you may not share that message, right? You may just respond to them the way you would have before your journey. But if that message comes to you from spirit and you're having a conversation, it's about sharing what you get because you don't always have to be on a platform serving like this to deliver messages from spirit or to contribute to the shift in the collective consciousness. But sometimes we get a little fearful, right, of turning people off as we start to shift. Those that are meant for you are for you, and nothing you say and do can ruin, end, or diminish that. And those that are not for you are not for you. And it doesn't matter how small you play or how little you shine, right? Let's see what you all are saying. Cheryl said, everything is definitely being sexualized a lot. You can't even watch TV or a commercial like you did years ago without hearing something vulgar. It's so true. I remember back in my day, we had, it was like BET, like something that came on later at night. It's crazy. It is so crazy. But this is why it's so important for us to be able to strengthen our ability to connect with source, to be in the world, but not of it. So those of us that have children or grandchildren or nieces or nephews or children in our lives, we can give them tools that can keep them strong and grounded in their power so that they're not influenced by all the things that are in the collective, right? So, yeah, Pat said, yes, the protection is a must. Plus, if I'm out, I surround myself in a golden bubble of light and love. Awesome. Tempest said, hey, fam. Hey, hey, it's good to have you. Welcome back. Pat said, can you repeat the card message? Says, I heard something about judgment, which I'm choosing to release. So basically, the card was telling us to stop judging others and ourselves, right? So yeah, there was so much, Pat. There was so much. You know how I get it. I give it, I let it go. So, yeah, but we had just been talking about judging, right? Not judging those that show up as the villain in our lives, not judging those that may not be vibrating at that higher frequency, right? Because it's serving a purpose. It's still a blessing and a gift if we allow it, right? Not judging when people aren't aligned with who they say they are or what they say they are. And then after I delivered that, this was our card. So it's like spirit's just like, okay, y'all, let's reiterate. Let's see. Thank you so much. Hey, Michaela, how are you? Ooh, I have a watermelon in the kitchen that it's time to cut. Thank you for that reminder. Right. Cheryl said the skull is right under our skin and nothing to be scared about. Exactly. I love that. Right. And even when we think in terms of our skull, that is where our crown chakra is. That is where all divine energy pours into us. Right. So, yes, yes, yes. But you'd be surprised. And just like how we talk about things are sexualized, tools that can serve us on our journey have also been depicted as evil. And then it's just like when you look at the news, certain neighborhoods, certain groups of people are depicted in one way. So if you haven't grown up around those people, when you meet them, you're afraid and then sometimes shocked that they aren't the way you saw on TV. The same thing applies with the things that are going to keep us connected, right? When we talked about that divide, the divide of us being divided from source. Remember, we talked about how things are interpreted that keeps us separate from source. We rely on an outside source to give us what source has for us when we have the ability to connect on our own, right? And then we also talked about the division of the collective, right? Because if we divide the collective, then we're diminishing the love frequency, and love is the highest frequency there is. So if the world was full of love and compassion and acceptance, then the world will be powerful and not easily led, deceived, and guided down a path that doesn't serve anyone but those planning to create this type of world, right? Now, when we talk about the tools, right? The tools that they have made us believe, many of us believe are evil by keeping us separate from those tools, right? We're now not using things that could assist us with being more connected to our souls. So, yeah, that's all. Let's see what else you're saying. Okay, thank you. I'm wondering if the feather relates to meat. If the feather relates to meat, I'm not receiving anything with the feathers relating to meat. No, I said not meat, ma'at. The Kemetic principles. I'm not receiving anything like that either. But here's the thing. Just like we're talking about when messages are being interpreted, you may find, right? You may find that by me showing this card to you, you may receive a message for you as well. That's all yours, right? Because remember, Empower Hour is the collective until we get into the mini readings, right? So these messages are meant for many, but as you all look at these cards, you may receive, or as I speak one thing, you may start to receive something else. I've had readings where as they are pulling cards or delivering messages, I'll start getting messages too, right? So their message will resonate, but then I'll also be getting messages from spirit that also resonates. That one card would bring, right? Two different messages, but they both would resonate. So yeah. Okay, let's see. We are making good timing, y'all. And listen, we have 8 people still on with 8 thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Take them both. Which equals 16, which equals 7. And look, y'all, I can't make it up. Look that number on there. Spirit is coming through. Oh, you gave me 3. Okay. Okay. So we have sword, make the change. Now, weren't we talking about this earlier? Weren't we talking about this earlier? And look, she has that sword. Why? Because Spirit is telling you it's time to make a clean cut. You know, we always, was that the sound of scissors or it was today? Listen, we have this thing where we say, I'm working on letting go of XYZ. I'm working on it. That's once again us giving ourselves permission to prolong the process. Now, if that's what you choose, if you're choosing to work on it, I am not judging you. Do your thug thistle, do what resonates. However, you can choose to cut it, right? You can choose to cut it. I'm hearing that song. You need to cut it. Y'all remember that song? You can choose to just release it, right? Now, what does that look like? What it looks like for me is I will call on my highest light warriors of my spirit team, right? And I will let them know, listen, I am choosing to release this and I'm choosing to release it now. I'm ready to do whatever I'm guided to do, whatever it takes to let this go now, right? And then I leave it in their hands. But then on the flip side, as I put it and left it in their hands, I'm utilizing the tools that I have so that now we're working together, right? So one of them that's a major one for me, you guys will find that the things that we do to heal or to maintain our healing, it's not these big, huge things that takes a lot of anything. It's just the being consistent, the starting and the being consistent. So it's so much deeper, y'all, because the act of what it takes is not tough. It's the starting and the consistency. Why is there a struggle there? Right? That's where healing comes in. It's about healing those things that creates the struggle. But anyways, my breath, right? That's one of my ways of literally getting rid of everything. And meditation. You guys, it seems so simple that it feels like it can't be true. It can't be enough, but it is. It is. And once you've set that intention and you've activated your free will to have your divine spirit team of highest light and love assist you, your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, right? And we all have different. Jesus is one of my spirit guides. So when people wonder, do you believe in Christ? I do. I just don't believe in how Christ was taught to me because Source told me what the relationship between me and Christ is like, right? So, literally connecting with your divine spirit team and allowing them to do what they do. There's times where I'll be meditating, I'll fall asleep, and then they'll let me wake up. I've shared this with you guys before, and I can feel all the healing that they're doing in my body. Like I feel it. And they always wake me up just so I know that they're working on me. So I know, but then the reason why I'm asleep when it's happening is so there's no mind that's coming in and that's like, is this real? Is this really happening? Is this right? It's just for me to just lay back and allow them to do what they do, right? So activate your free will. Let it be known what you're calling on source for assistance with, and then do your part, right? And even if you're struggling with the consistency and the starting, just for today, just for today, I'm choosing to meditate. Just for today, I'm choosing to protect myself. Just for today, I'm choosing to wake up and set my intention. Just for today, I'm choosing to stay in a high vibe state. And then the next day, just for today, right? Focus on the now. Stop focusing on the journey ahead or the journey back behind you. Just focus on the now, right? So let's see what you're saying. Tim said, I just sang it. Pat said, OMG, sis, so true. I started a long time ago, but I stopped and I have to start over again. So, Pat, what I'd like us to do when we have our next one on one session, I would like you, before our one on one, to get in touch with your soul and find out, allow your soul to tell you why is it that you do that. And then let's connect on that during your session, okay? Um, Simba said, right, Pat. Okay, so look, we have protest, start a revolution, 28, which is 10. This is just all about standing up for what you believe, right? Remember the message that came in before? If you're unhappy with something, you ask spirit, how can I make a difference? Now, here's the thing. You may not be led to literally protest. That might be your lane. That might be where you're led to contribute. But this isn't literal, right? Not everyone is going to protest, right? One of the ways is to heal yourself. Because when you heal yourself and you release the judgment, you release the self-loathing, the self-judgment, you know what I mean? The shame, all the things that are keeping you blocked, the pain, the trauma, then you're able to show up different in the world and you're able to give genuine love and compassion. You're able to not internalize things. You know, one of the ways that I deal with people that don't show up in a way that I show up to others is I recognize when a person is showing up in certain ways that don't feel good to me, there's two things that's happening. Number one, they're coming from a place of trauma, and I have compassion for that because trauma, being led by trauma, is like being on drugs. Once you're addicted, you're no longer yourself. The drugs are now in the driver's seat, right? Being led by trauma is also when you think of a person that doesn't have the mental capacity to show up a certain way, right? We don't judge them, we have compassion. Trauma can be disabling, right? It can be paralyzing. So when I've healed, I no longer internalize things and I'm able to see it through the lens of compassion, which keeps my vibe high, which also allows me to either A, show them love and give to them whatever their soul is requiring from me, if spirit says that's what I'm called to do, or walk away, but walk away with love and light sent to them, right? Now, also, if I'm feeling away, like if it bothered me, even the slightest bit, even if it bothered me, and I say, you know what? I'm showing up in compassion. I understand. But if it bothered me, now you know what I'm doing? I'm asking the question, what is this showing me? Okay, thank you for showing up as a teacher. Didn't feel good, but I'm grateful. What are you showing me right now? What is this teaching me? How is it growing me? Right? Because it's all, look, it's always about, y'all remember that, right? When you point the finger, it's always about us, right? We can't do anything on the outside if we don't first do all the things on the inside, right? So we also have mourning. The world awaits you. The number 4 has been showing up a lot, you guys. So if you haven't looked it up already, look it up. So 10, 12 has been showing up. I mentioned 12 on the first episode of the podcast. 8, the infinite beings. We have 8 twice. We have 7, and we have 5. So the world awaits you. So yeah, the world is waiting. The world is waiting for you to get on your square. The world is waiting for you to love you. The world is waiting for you to heal you. The world is waiting for you to show up as your full divine self so that you can expand love consciousness, peace consciousness, right? Compassion consciousness to the collective. Each one teach one is something we've all heard, right? So each time we heal, each time we release one more thing that's no longer serving us, we're now able to guide someone else through that same release, right? So it really is about showing up for self first, right? You deserve your time, your love, your energy more than anyone else, right? So if you can get up and go to that 9 to 5, if you can get up and take that child to work or make that spouse dinner, or you know what I mean, go hang out with that girlfriend when she's having a tough time, then you can show up every morning for self. You can do the things that serve your highest good. So if you're not doing it, ask yourself 2 questions: why, and what am I afraid of? Okay. So let's see what y'all are saying. Pat said, Tim said, girl, the judgments, the not showing up the same as me, the internalizing heavy, a shameful, debilitating internalizing, shake my head. And you know, that's something for us to release, right? For me, I had a lot of shame. I had a lot of social anxiety. I had like my abuse, my traumas, you know, my main trauma was the abandonment of my father and even my mom at the time, you know, when I was 3, right? And then the abuse was added on to that. But because of my age, the trauma that sat with me the most was the abandonment, right? And I've carried that trauma with me from lifetimes previous to this one. This was the lifetime that I fully healed that, right? And now I'm in the maintenance stage, right? Because even when we heal, there's a maintenance. It's like anything, right? If I moisturize my skin today and then I take a shower and I don't moisturize my skin tomorrow when I take a shower, or tonight when I take a shower, I'm gonna be ashy, I'm gonna be dry, right? That's the same with your healing. You can heal, but if you don't maintain it, it reverts back, right? It's a process of the never ending story, right? So, yeah, when I began my healing journey, consciously began my healing journey, I was able to pull back those layers and just allow myself to shine through all the gunk, right? And unapologetically, right? Just being me. You know, J Lo had a song back in the day called This Is Me Now. And I oftentimes refer to that song because as I've been peeling back the layers of more self love and acceptance, the thing for me is this is me now. And now I'm at a point where I accept and love me fully, completely. No matter what I say, do, think, feel, don't say, do, think, or feel, no matter what I look like, right? No matter how I may have a fork in the road that I'm throwing myself off track because I chose to not be consistent or I chose to whatever, right? This is me now. I accept the fact that I am both human and divine. I accept the fact that my humanness is not something to dislike or to feel shame about, right? Or to judge, right? I realize that this experience is the experience I chose. Every aspect of it. It's all a part of the journey of my soul. My soul said yes before I even was consciously aware in this form that my soul had a choice. And it's the same for each of us, right? So whenever there's shame, whenever there's all that stuff where we're beating ourselves up, remember that, right? And if you're ready to begin your healing journey and you're getting a yes that I'm your life coach, let's do it. Schedule your consultation. If you've already scheduled your consultation, right? And your soul has been on the fence, it's time, right? It's time. The link is in the description box, you guys, if you're ready. I'm currently enrolling for the Activating You mentorship. I have group sessions, group mentorships, one on one, right? And I have one in between there where you have 3 sessions with me a year, 3 sessions with Jillian, right? There's different options. It's all up in there. So if you're curious, if your soul is in, go for it, check it out, schedule your consultation, right? Also, gearing up for the retreat. So if you're interested in that, it's time to schedule your consultation for that too. I got you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. I do deserve my time and to take care of me. Absolutely. 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 Okay, so what I'm about to do now, you guys, I'm being told to look at the bottom. Oh, look at that. I'm just going to show you how the bottom looks, okay? Okay, so you see that? First, we have the number 13, which is 4. I've been telling you it's been coming up. We have 23, which is 5. We got 5 earlier. But what this says is confidence. It comes with time and practice. And then we have tree, let them go. So this is how it showed up, like this. Okay, but I'm going to show you what the tree card looks like. Look at that. Some of us are being called to go out in nature so that we can release those things that are blocking us, right? Those things that are creating self sabotage. Because you know what? Nature is a beautiful healer. If you haven't gone out in nature, y'all, it's time. I've shared this with you guys before, but I'm being guided to share it again. So when me and my ex, when we had went to the park, we called ourselves gonna be romantic, right? And go where we got married and stuff. And we went on a part of the grass that was kind of damp, which I figured, oh, it's damp. So that means that the sprinklers already went off in this area. Tell me why the sprinklers went off. And me with my germophobic butt back then, I got soaking wet because I would not step off of the blanket until I slipped my feet in my flip flops. I would not step off the blanket. So I got soaking wet, struggling to put my feet in before I stepped in the grass. And I look back at that and I laugh so much at myself. And I will sit on the earth without a blanket. I will lay on it. I will put my forehead to the earth to connect to Mother Earth with gratitude. You know what I mean? I will hug a tree. You know, bugs don't gross me out the way they used to. You know, I don't kill bugs. I take them outside. You know what I mean? So I'm sharing this with you to say, even if you're someone who's not and particularly fond of nature, take it slow. Take baby steps. When you go ground and take your shoes off, leave your socks on. It's okay, right? It's okay. You don't have to take your socks and shoes off. You don't have to do it like everyone else. You go at your pace. You do what feels good to you. Now, here's the thing. when you go out in nature, if you are connecting with Mother Earth in any way for releasing and healing, I've shared this years ago, so I'm going to share it again. If you see a tree and you feel like releasing, make sure that tree is big enough where you can't wrap your arms all the way around it, because that means that tree can handle whatever you're releasing. If it's not big like that, you can still hug the tree to receive frequencies, right? Because the frequencies are very healing and powerful. But don't go releasing stuff because that little old tree can't handle it. But whatever way you utilize nature, when you're done, make an offering of gratitude. It could be your spit, because your spit is sacred. And you can just spit and say thank you. I used to carry like cornmeal in a baggie in my car. So when I go out in nature and do any releasing or whatever, I would offer the gratitude, and then the squirrels and stuff would come and, you know, but now I just use my sacred waters, my spit, as a form of gratitude. So whatever resonates, whatever resonates. But some of you, you're being called to get in nature to release and heal and to let go. It says let them go, right? But them is them blocks, right? Them block. Let them blocks go. Let them traumas go. Let them fears go. Okay. It's not necessarily just a person, it's a them. Whatever them is, let them go. Um, Anitra said the first time I hugged a tree was when I met you. Really? Oh, um, Stephanie said, this girl. Wait, how are you saying it? This girl? This, or is like this girl? Let me know. I do deserve my time and to take care of me. Yes, that I read that already, right? But here we go again because that's being reiterated. Pat said, yeah, you've come a long way, sis. You're embracing nature beautifully. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because yes, I was that girl. I was like, no, 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 no. Ah, like me. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Pat said, yay, Anisha, tree Anisha. I have a little cousin named Anisha. Yay, Anitra, tree hugs unite. Tree huggers unite. Yes. You know, one of these one of these adventures we go on, one of these retreats we be on, we could have to hug some trees together. At the first one that was in Sedona, we hugged trees, but where we were last time, there weren't really any trees to hug, you know. So we'll have to go on an adventure to hug some trees together when we come together and gather together. So yes, yes, yes. Cheryl said, I'm pretty sure the trees appreciate the hugs. I'm sure. Stephanie said, need to take it slow because I'm like you were. Yes, take it slow. You know, even if you don't hug the tree, one of the things that I used to do when I started was I put my hand on the tree, right? I just put my hands, I wouldn't even be up on it. I would just put my hands there and I would breathe. I'd close my eyes and I'd breathe and I just take in the frequencies because I also had a thing for bugs. So in the grass, hugging a tree, where the bugs at, you know? Now what I do, because I still don't particularly like them crawling on me, like that don't feel good, right? They don't feel good to me at all. So I'll say to spirit, I'll be like, okay, spirit, I'm putting up a shield to protect me from the bugs, like keep the bugs at bay, right? And then I'll just focus on being protected. And then I'll just focus on whatever I'm doing, enjoying in the grass, you know, or on the tree or whatever. So yeah, just start there. You know, start there. Just put your hands there and deep breathe. And when you allow yourself to empty your mind, you'll start to feel a vibration, right? You'll literally feel the vibration because the trees are living just like us. Everything is vibration and frequency. So you'll feel it. And as you're feeling it, it does wonders for increasing peace, right? It just allows that peace to increase. So, yes, yes, yes. So now, you guys, what we are going to do is get into the mini reading part. So even if you are not getting a mini reading today, Deasia, are you on? Because I saw you sent your mini reading, your payment like this morning. So are you on right now? Let me know if you're on because I haven't seen you, but if you didn't say anything, then I wouldn't see you. So let me know if you're on. You said somebody told you if you walk barefoot in Florida, you'll get parasites. I was like, I'm done. You know, I would definitely look that up and I would definitely connect with spirit to find out, you know, if you are at risk for parasites, you know, before doing it. And if you get a yes, I would ask for an alternative. You know, what else can I do? Right? What else can I do? Where else can I go? How else can I ground? And here's the thing. with grounding, when we talk about grounding, you can ground at home, right? You can ground in the house, but it's something about connecting to nature. So even if you aren't able to take your shoes and socks off and be barefoot, even that touching of the tree is a form of grounding, right? And even, just visualizing divine healing energy coming in through your crown, hitting every one of your chakras, traveling down throughout your chakras, right? And down and out your feet, and feeling that cord of energy connecting you to Mother Earth, right? And then bringing Mother Earth's loving energy back up, right? Back up, and then just allowing both energies, source energy and Mother Earth energy, to distribute throughout your entire cellular being. You can do it that way too. If you find that it's true and you can't walk barefoot in Florida, then just do that. Do that. You'll still have the same effect, because remember, it's also about intention. So even if you can't do it exact, there's so many other ways that you can get the same effect, right? The key here is involving being one in nature while grounding, right? Or being one in nature while releasing. So it feels so good. Now it feels so good. Like I'm so in love with it. Like sitting in it, laying in it. Now, right after I come home and I go and I take either a sacred bath or a shower, because of the fact that I know that even if I don't see poop on the grass, that dogs be peeing and pooping. So, but I'm like, it's just all it's gonna require is a shower. I'm good. I'm good. So yeah. Yeah. So you guys, we're gonna get into the mini readings. Now, here's the thing with me saying that, don't be scared, don't run, don't go away, because even if you choose not to invest in a reading, there are still things that come up for individuals during these readings that may serve you. And then also, I'm closing these tabs that pop up from my calendar. And then also, the other thing is, in between the readings, I also do collective messages. Like, I'll do collective messages. So if you're interested in a mini reading, they're $25 for each question. You can have one question, $25 per question, or $25 for a general. So I am going, hi, Kimia, how are you? I am going to share the um, Cash App link with you. And if you're interested, hi, Daryl, welcome. If you're interested in doing your mini read, let me know. Okay, let me know. Deasia, let me know if you're on, because I still haven't seen notification from you, and you are first. Unless you're not on, then I'll have you go last. Daryl said, greetings, spiritual team. And thank you, Nikki, for such divine guidance. Being in nature feels so good, rain or shine, vibing through the universe. It really does. It really does. Thank you for showing up. Well, while I'm waiting on you guys to let me know if you would like a reading, I'm going to take a little bite of my strawberry. And then I'll also pull another card for us as a collective. I said another card, y'all. Okay. Spirit, for real? Is this what you like me to? Okay. So I was told show it, but still pull more. So these messages are being reiterated, you guys. The message of, when it's bothering you, don't be bothered. Ask, how can you make a difference? What can you do? Right? The message of sword. Don't give yourself permission to have excuses, right? Do what it takes to release it now, right? Because working on it, even when you say I'm working on it, that's a declaration. That's why you find that the things you've been working on, you have been working on them forever. The only time those things change is when you stop working on them and you start releasing them, right? I'm speaking from experience, because when I used to work on stuff, that was the case. I was always working. I am, right? Everything you say after I am, the unconscious mind believes to be true. Everything you declare after I am, the universe conspires to give to you. I am working on it. Don't work on it. Cut it. And then the feather. Think first before you judge, right? And this is coming in loud and clear about self-judgment. Like, truly think first about that. Think about what the things that you are judging have taught you and how they are growing you. Even if you can't receive or think of an answer to that question, just know that it is growing you in some way. Ooh, this card is pretty. Oh, it says universe, we're all just stardust. And it's the number 4 again. This card is pretty. It just does something to my soul. Okay. And this one. Okay, I'll get that one after. So with this card, universe, we're all just stardust. This is a reminder of our divinity, right? Like we're all the universe incarnated. We're all God incarnated. We're all source incarnated, right? We're the divine incarnated. Whatever you refer to your highest source of power is, that's what we are. We are all aspects of the divine incarnated here on earth, right? So number one, remembering that everything is a mirror, right? There is an aspect of you in each individual you meet. There is an aspect of you, right? And everything that is put on your path, right? That you may feel is so unrelated. There is an aspect of you because we are all one in the same, right? We're all one. We're all the same, right? We just experience that sameness in different ways because we each have a specific and divine purpose, right? Our own individual purpose. So, with that, think first before you judge. What you're being guided to do is really focus your attention and your energy on you and begin asking questions of your soul, right? Begin asking those questions so that you can get in and get, I'm hearing the word into and get to the bottom of it, right? Because the only way that you are going to be able to let something go is when you have a full understanding, right? Now, as I say that, it feels like it contradicts with some of the things that Spirit has told us before. But what that means is when you have a full understanding, it's not an understanding necessarily of why you're being guided in a certain way, right? It's a full understanding of how certain things are not yours, how certain things are not meant to serve your highest good, right? When they were given to you, how certain things don't resonate, but you're still allowing that frequency into your life, right? It's about having a full understanding of your why. Why are you behaving certain ways? Why are you doing certain things? Because if you don't have that understanding, then you don't have a roadmap of what to heal or what to let go of or how to stop it, right? And then just what came in after that is get into it. All right. So let's see. Is anybody on? You sent yours, Kamaya. Tell me again. You haven't been on in a long time, and you know I say it every time you're on. Why is it that I always lose it? I lose it. I apologize. I lose it. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna do yours first because Deasia still hasn't gotten on. So would you like a general or did you have a question? Have a general or a question? Look on the bottom. Every hurricane comes to an end. Number 44. It's storm. So this is for whomever is in the midst of a storm right now. And while I'm waiting for Kimia to let me know if she has a question or a general. Um, there's something I'm going to share with you. Kimia. Okay, thank you, Kimia. Okay, thank you. What I'd like to share with you is something that came up today. I was watching a live that one of the members of the Activating You Soul family had posted, and when I went to respond, I got totally kicked out, not just of the live, but I ended up out of the group and onto my personal page. And so the reason that happens because Spirit was like, respond to this in a live so everybody can get this. And I'm being guided to share it with you. So they were just talking about how basically when they have the financial stability that they require, then they'll be able to do the things that um, they'll be able to do certain things that aligns with their peace, aligns with their journey, right? And the message is this: a lot of us have that belief system. But the thing is, what this storm card is also bringing is that in order for us to calm the storm or quiet the storm, it requires us to find peace in the chaos. A lot of people say they can't meditate because the environment isn't peaceful. But meditation is a tool, right, to get you more grounded in peace. So that tool is to be used when you're not feeling peaceful. If the only, of course, it's used every day, but what I'm saying is when you're not feeling peaceful, you use this tool to get back to your peace, right? But if the only way that you can do it is if you're already in peace, well, then in those moments where you require extra assistance, then you won't have any. So it's like putting the cart before the horse. You're not going to get anywhere. It's also about vibration and frequency. So if you are not in a place of peace, you are not going to be able to manifest or create or experience that financial abundance or any sort of positive abundance, because you can't attract something different than what you are, who you are, or where you are. So if you're in a state of mental chaos, emotional chaos, spiritual chaos, that's all you're going to attract is more chaos, right? So meditating daily, protecting yourselves daily, loving yourself more, right? Doing that mirror work, declaring those positive affirmations, all the simple things, staying steadfast at your maintenance, right? Starting and continuing your healing journey, whatever it is for you, right? When you are in that space, that's when you'll start to attract like. And there is no perfect end, right? It's a journey, there's no destination. All it requires is you to be in that frequency in order for those things to begin shifting and in order for you to begin receiving that different experience, right? So if you're someone that has that mindset, it's time to release it. This is why you keep bumping your head. This is why the cycle continues, or it keeps repeating, or the self-sabotage keeps happening, right? So yeah. Um oh, there you go. Daisy Divinity, you guys, if you haven't already subscribed to Daisy Divinity, por favor. Um let's see. Kimia said, what should I know surrounding my love life? Okay. No, I actually was waiting. So Kimia is going first and then you'll be second. Pat said, yes, we have to learn to have peace in the midst of the storm. Constantly have to. It serves our highest good to develop inner peace. Yes, ma'am. And so it is. Good job on the catch of the language. Tempest said, you are the peace. You bring the peace and light wherever you are. My reminder. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I am connecting to Kimia's energy, and she has questions about her love life, spirit. What would you like to share? Stop settling instantly comes in, right? And it looks like the stop settling looks like making exceptions to your own rules, right? It's like knowing what you are choosing. The word desire comes in, knowing what you desire in a significant other or in an experience, but you allow your desire to have someone take over sometimes. And when they are not meeting your requirements, you settle. Take all three. Huh. And the bottom as well. Oh, okay. And what else? Top? That is three cards, but it wasn't the three cards that you that I originally grabbed. So okay. So you have confidence. And it says it comes with time and practice. You also have stars. You can manifest your every wish. And then you also have tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. Love this card. So funny. My yoga class is teaching how to do this. It's a workshop that's coming up teaching how to do this. So, anyways, your message right now, Kimia, is for you to build that confidence in yourself to know that whatever it is that you are desiring or choosing in a partner, that number one, you deserve it. Number two, you can have it, right? And number three, the more you allow yourself to step outside of your list of requirements, the more you're pushing yourself away from the one that meets those requirements, right? Now, with this stars card, you can manifest your every wish. I know I've shared the whole build a man, build a girl, build a mate, right? Like build a bear. So if you haven't already sat down and written down all of the things that you're choosing to have in a mate, everything from the deepest of deep to the most shallow of shallow. And when I say shallow, you can be like they have one crooked eyebrow, right? That's how, and because that's not shallow, right? But it's something that's important to you. It's not shallow, it's important, right? So write it all down, right? Write it all down. And then on that list, put and whatever spirit would like to add that serves my highest good, right? And then when you meet someone, If they aren't meeting those requirements, because this is your list of non-negotiables, then they're not the one. Now, when you meet someone and if you feel a tug, then you ask spirit, okay, spirit, so why am I feeling this? How am I being guided to move forward in this? Does it serve my highest good to connect with them on any level? If you get a yes, what level? How? Right? If you get a no, then be done, right? Be done. Now, when it comes to you manifesting this love, you are also being called to focus on yourself, right? You're being called to focus on yourself because the more energy you put into this love, the less energy you're putting into yourself. It's about attracting and not chasing. And although you may not be that person that's like, if a person doesn't show interest, you like banging on their door, chasing them down. You may not be that person, but there's many forms of chasing, right? It's the constant, is it here yet? Is it happening yet? You know what I mean? It's that being alone and feeling lonely and that aloneness, right? Allowing yourself to get so comfortable with who you are and where you are that a mate that comes along is just like a sprinkle or a cherry on top. You got the cake and the icing, right? It just adds to, right? It adds to what's already there. Now, with this tower moment, it's also coming in addition to the fact that you're being called to focus on yourself, it's also coming in as you are going to experience a moment where everything is going to feel like it's in an upheaval. Allow that to happen. Don't push against it, right? Because as you are allowing everything to be released, right, you are clearing space. So this includes releasing from past loves. This includes, and not even just love, but past friendships, excuse me, friendships that were strictly platonic, family situations. It requires you to release any past hurt or past pain that was created from those experiences, right? Right now, you are really being guided to focus on yourself, to focus on your healing, to focus on hearing your breath work, your consistency, focus on improving your health, focus on increasing and elevating your mind. And it makes sense why when I saw this, when we got the card as a collective, the books didn't, I saw them, but there was nothing there. But when I got it for you, it literally felt significant, but the message hadn't come in yet. But elevating your mind, right? And I'm also being guided to share with you, like how I had started reading books when I began my conscious journey of awakening and healing, is that I would read certain parts and then I would stop. Like I haven't finished a book from front to back since before my conscious awakening began. And I used to feel like bad about that. Like, really? I'm not finishing these books. And then spirit let me know the reason why you're not finishing the books is because you're getting what your soul requires at that time. And then you're moving on. And when there's something else in the book, if there's something else in the book that you require, you'll go back and you'll go and get that. And then you'll move on. Right. So I'm being led to share that with you because part of what's coming through for you as you're on your journey is your journey is not going to look like anybody else's, right? And although none of our journeys do, from the outside looking in, some journeys can look the same, but yours is very unique, right? It's very unique. So allow yourself the time and space to be in that uniqueness without judging it or without minimizing yourself because it is so different and because most people don't understand it, right? Literally, Spirit said, tell her to go forward and be great. So go forward and be great. And what does that mean for you? That means exploring who you are, marching to the beat of your own drum, allowing your soul to be your guide, allowing your joy to be your guide, right? And I'm seeing you like walking barefoot on the beach, dancing in the park. I'm seeing like ribbons that are flowing, kind of remind me of like the little things on a bike, the streamers, right? But I'm seeing ribbons, like the kind that you do this in the air, but it feels like joy. It feels like fairy energy. It feels like sparkly magic, right? Allow yourself to tap more into that. The one for you is coming, but in the meantime, you are going to experience lessons, a lot of lessons, right? Until you begin focusing fully on you, right? Fully on you. You started and then you stopped. It's time to get refocused, recentered, regrounded, right? Recommitted to focusing on you. Is there anything else? Okay, I'm just told to pull from the bottom of the deck. Morning, the world awaits you. The world awaits you. What this symbolizes is that your love awaits you. Your love is waiting on you to show up as you, because your love cannot find you as long as you're existing in a frequency that's not authentic to who you are, right? And in order to be existing at your authentic frequency, it's about finding that frequency. You may also feel led to look up what the dolphin represents, right? You may feel led to look up what that represents. It's so funny because when we pulled this card earlier for the collective, I didn't even notice the dolphin, but there's a message there for you with the dolphin. So that is your message, Kimia. Kimia, thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Let me know how it resonated. Let's see. Hey, Sharon. Um, I am so glad. You know what's so funny? This is every time we get into the mini readings, right? There is someone that says how someone's personal reading resonates. And I'm always like, this is what I always say, if even if you're not getting one, stay on, because they resonate. Even if they don't resonate in the moment, there may be something that you can use later. So let's see. So I'm glad you're here. You're so welcome, Pat. Okay, awesome. So Tempest, let me share my Cash App with you. They are $25 per question. Clearly, I can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time because I'm pausing because um, as I'm typing it out and talking at the same time, I'm making sure I'm putting in the correct letters. So, Deasia, you're next because you sent your payment this morning. And then let's see. Kimia said, okay, sounds like I'm right where I'm gonna cancel the need for it. Sounds like I'm right where it serves my highest good to be. You are definitely speaking to me. Thank you. You are so welcome. And thank you for allowing me to serve you. You said, I'm learning so much about myself. Good, good, good. Continue to focus on you and don't allow outside distractions to knock you off of that focus, right? To knock you out of that focus. Continue to focus, because what I'm feeling is that there are some things that are going to come up in the near future that are going to threaten to knock you out of that focus. But just remember this when it's happening, just be like, okay, I remember I'm choosing to stay focused. I'm focused. I'm focused, man. So yeah. Um, Deasia said, I've exited a big phase of my life. I love guidance from spirit on what's next. Okay. Awesome. Lashana, are you Tempest? Lashia? Let me know. When you guys send a payment, if your YouTube name is different from your Cash App name, will you put in the notes your YouTube name? So, okay, awesome. Thank you. So then that way I'll know who it is. So you'll be after Deasia, okay? And thank you so much. Okay. I'm disconnecting from Kimia. And I'm connecting to Deasia. Okay. What message do you have for Deasia Spirit regarding the big phase that Deasia has just exited? What's next in Deasia's life? I just heard greatness as I pulled the garden card. Okay, you won't tell me what that's about. Oh, and what, bottom and top? Oh, okay. Okay, so you have garden. Something lovely will flow from this. And it's so funny. Greatness, right? Something lovely will flow from this. Let me show you the card. Look where she's at. And there's that sword. And the song, You Need to Cut It, is playing again. Okay. Number 6. Number 10. You have gray. Endings are inevitable. And look at where that boat is. It's not in the water. Deasia, come on now. Do you see that boat? Do you see that boat? I can hear you right now. I literally hear you right now. Do you see that boat? It is in the sky, okay? Like, listen. And then you have feather. Think first before you judge. You also have throne. Your potential is endless. Okay, come through with the come through spirit. And then you have protest, start a revolution. Protest, protest. You're a pro at passing all the tests the spirit places in your path. Remember that, recognize that. Okay, so okay. So basically, what's happening for you right now is you are transitioning into a higher state of elevation, right? And what this means is more independence, right? Being able to transition into the next phase or even the current phase of your life without depending on a deeper connection that is going to guide you there, support you through it, right? Not to say that those connections, having those connections are not good, but sometimes we can become dependent on having that, right? So when we're so dependent on having that that we feel awkward or out of sorts when we don't, spirit is going to be removing that so that the only thing that we are dependent on is source, right? Is self. So it's about you allowing things to flow, live and let live. Now here's the thing, when you think in terms of this big phase that you've just experienced, right, and when you think in terms of how when a person expresses what they feel, oftentimes we judge what they express, oftentimes we judge what their version of reality is, right? A person's perception is their reality. So it doesn't mean that just because they don't share the same perspective that it's false or it's coming from a malicious place, right? It's time for you to understand that. It's time for you to realize that a person's perception is their reality. But it's also time for you to remember that it's not your responsibility to shift a person's perspective so that they can see you for who you truly are. And when I say who you truly are, I mean what your intention is, right? Now, as it relates to the throne and your potential is endless, you are really great at manifesting, right? But here's the thing, you still haven't fully connected to the power of the alchemist within. There is so much more power within you that you have not connected to. And part of you gaining this new level of independence, right? And being drawn to people that are aligned with the new level of independence, you are going to tap more into your power and your ability to manifest is going to be even greater, right? Even greater. Now, this isn't a time to isolate. This isn't a time to clam up. This is simply just a time to explore yourself and get in touch with the aspects of you that sometimes can show up as codependent, right? When it comes to friendships, right? When it comes to partnerships, right? When it comes to love, right? It's about getting in touch with where that's rooted from. What's creating that? Because you see, there's three individuals here, right? They all represent different aspects of you. One is representing that divine goddess, one is representing that alchemist, right? One is representing the person that is in flow, right? But the thing is, it's time to merge these three. I'm hearing both parts and aspects, these three parts and aspects of you, right? It's time to merge them. When you can merge them, that's when you'll be so fully in your power that you will be attracting left and right, not just the things that you're actively manifesting, right? But you will be attracting left and right all the things that are going to get your life where you're choosing it to be. Because right now, when you set an intention, right, you manifested going to both retreats, you manifested getting some extra, right? It's all coming. And you manifested that birthday trip. You've been manifesting and it's been happening. Now think in terms of not even having to set a specific intention relating to an individual thing, but just setting the specific intention of how you're choosing to live your life and then having the things that are required just flowing to you, right? This is what will happen when you merge those three parts of yourself, okay? Now, with protest, start a revolution. This is just talking about you going deeper into your healing, right? Going deeper into your healing. This is about you being a co-participant in your healing in a much deeper way. So it requires you taking some time to connect and find out, not only recognizing what you're feeling, but why you're feeling it, right? And then coming to session with a list of things, right, that you are choosing to go over. By doing this, you are going to get so much more out of our sessions, right? So it's super important for you to now be more active in identifying, right? Identifying. It's just about the self evaluation, right? That's where we all are right now, right? it. I believe you came in after Empower Hour, so when you get an opportunity, I would recommend watching the collective message. But it came in for all of us. We're in this stage of evaluating, so it's important that you do that, right? That you do that, and then bring what you discover. Now let's just look at this again, okay? The boat in the sky. So you guys, without sharing details, Deasia has a vision of something really beautiful in the sky. And so the fact that would normally be on the earth, on the ground. So the fact that this boat is showing up here is just spirit confirming, like, listen, I'm talking to you. So yeah, so that is your message. All in all, great things are happening for you, right? Great things are happening for you. It's also time for you to decide where and when you're moving. It's also time for you to get in touch with those blocks, those internal blocks that are conflicting with your desire to move or the choice you're making about moving. Because as long as it's there, it's going to prevent you from moving in a smooth transition, having a smooth transition into that move. It may even prevent you from having the resources that are required to move. So get in touch with that, deeply in touch with that, right? Deeply in touch with that. Decide on a where and a when. And when I say decide, right, talk to spirit. List out all the things you're looking for. Tell spirit exactly what you're looking for in a place, and then allow spirit to tell you what place is going to provide you with that. All right. And you already know what place. You already know. So, anything else? That is your message. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Let's see what you were saying. Um, Let's see. You said, "Oh my gosh, I'm screaming." Yes, I heard you. My home. Yes. So that's what I'm glad you shared, because that's what Deasia sees in the sky in her visions, her home, her being, we're all from other dimensions, right? And sometimes our soul craves to be where we're from, right? And so the fact that that boat was where she sees her home, it's just amazing how spirit comes through. Let's see. It says, that's very true. I've been guided to accept all of myself. That throne card imagery is spot on. Every card is spot on. I've started scripting parts of my life in my Mexico journal. I'm going to give myself 2 weeks to complete this project. Yes, I'm choosing to be more involved in the group. Thank you so much. This was beautiful. I am so grateful that it resonated. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. And also, for any of you that get readings during Empower Hour, if they resonate and you feel led to leave a review, when you click the description, the link is there, and there's a link to where you can leave a review. So if you feel led to share, just, it doesn't have to be in detail unless you choose it to be. That would be really helpful. And if you choose not, that's okay too. Okay. So let's see. So Tempest, you are next. Now, would you like a general reading, or did you have a specific question? I'm gonna finish up these strawberries because I like to stop eating at a certain time. Oh, and there's something that I shared with the Activate You Soul family, y'all, that I'm gonna share with you. If you hear me say something wrong, correct me. If you hear me using that, correct me. I am that sister that will say, "You got a booger in your nose. Come here. It's right here." Depending on how close we are, I might just get it out for you. But but tell me, because here's the thing. I was saying intermediate fasting, and it's intermittent fasting, right? But that soul doesn't feel good. I shared in the beginning, but I'm sharing it again to say correct me, because I don't believe I said that in the beginning. But anyways, it doesn't feel good rolling off my tongue. So if you guys hear me say intermediate fasting, I know that that's not a real thing. But if you don't know that I'm saying it on purpose, let me know. Because at first I wasn't. I was calling it intermediate fasting because I couldn't remember all the letters, and in my soul it felt like intermediate fasting. So anyways, thought I'd share. Love. Okay. A message dealing with love. Awesome. Awesome. Anitra said, feel free to invite people to join Empower Hour. Thank you, Anitra. Yes, you guys, when we're having Empower Hour, please do. Please invite people. I posted on my stories. If you see a post, you can share the post on your story on Instagram. I posted on Facebook. I posted here on YouTube, and share this channel. If you get something out of it, just copy the link to the channel and share it on your profile, share it on your profile and let people decide if they're going to come and watch the video. So that's so appreciated. With you all sharing, that helps us to grow and get these messages out there. So it's appreciated. Okay. The last strawberry. I'm going to go ahead and get into your message. That one was sweet. Real sweet. Sweeter than the rest. Okay. The Keisha Cole song is playing. The love never knew what I was missing. Now I'm here. I got love on my mind. Love is waiting for you to open yourself to it. Like money, love runs from you because you haven't fully connected. I'm hearing both with and to its divinity. It's time for you to understand that you are love and to show up as such. For you, your self love is important right now. Focusing on how you show up for self. You too are someone that's being guided in the consistency department. Figuring out what makes you happy and doing it regardless of how it looks to others, regardless of the opinions of others. Don't pay that any, never mind. The naysayers are only limiting you to what they believe their limitations are. I know this wasn't really about just a general love, but this is what's coming through. As far as love goes, as it relates to another person, you have yet to find that exact partner that matches your vibe and your frequency. And it's okay because you do have time. You have experiences that bring great joy, that will bring great joy. But when you elevate your self love, you'll also elevate in the love department. You can have a soulmate or you can have a high level soulmate. It's totally up to you. You can have ease and flow in love, or you can struggle a bit in love. Ask your soul, what lessons are you learning as it relates to love? And Love Doctor comes in. You have a calling to assist others that have struggled with love. So your experiences have been all over the place. Allow yourself to gain the wisdom from those experiences so that you can teach and share. It's all about you doing for self what you would do for others. It reminds me of that do unto others what you do unto self, but for you it's backwards. Now is the time for you to evaluate. Now is the time for you to decide. And even ask yourself, are you really choosing love? Because there's some aspects of life that you enjoy that doesn't include a permanent fixture known as a partner. And if there's some things that aren't aligned with what you enjoy when there is no partner, don't allow that to close you off to love, right? Don't allow that to create blocks as it relates to love. Begin manifesting the positive opposite because you can receive the partner of your dreams, but it's totally up to you. Okay, now I'm going to get some cards for you. Oh, okay, what you got? What you got? Crowned jewel is what I'm hearing. So you just going to let me know what that is and why as I'm looking at the oh, here we go with that. Listen. Oh, okay. Okay. There's two. Okay. So let me just say the confidence card came in again, right? The confidence card. And you may be led to travel to do some things to help boost your confidence. Okay. You may be led to travel to participate in some confidence boosting activities. It says it comes with time and practice, right? So here's the thing for you, the time is giving yourself time to create new habits, right? So, not looking at something and it not working out instantly and feeling like, okay, this not worth it. I'm not doing this, right? Giving yourself time to create new habits. And then practice, for you, practice is a few things. It's about your daily practice. What do you do each day for yourself, right? What are you doing each day for yourself? And then also, how often, how consistent are you with the things that you're doing to attract love in your life, positive frequencies into your life? Now, you also have the expectations card. Don't seek anyone's approval. That did come in earlier, right? But also, it's about you evaluating your expectations. What do you expect? What do you expect from a partner, right? And are you settling, right? Are you going against your own non-negotiables? Have you created any, right? And bringing it back to the not allowing others to dictate your path. That is so important. Right now, when you meet that one, it's going to be a situation where most people are going to look at it and feel like that is not a match, right? But in your soul, you're going to know that it is. And then once you have been flowing in that connection for a while, then people are going to be hashtagging your pictures and posting stories as relationship goals, right? So this is really a time for you to connect with yourself, for you to connect with your soul, and to be guided strictly on that. So in order to get to that point, it's about you practicing being more connected to your soul. However connected you feel right now, it's about practicing. It's about healing. It's about releasing. There are some things that you're holding on to that is actually blocking that, right? It's blocking that. You have all that it takes to receive, but also it's about clarity. And let's just look at the card. So part of this is also about you pampering and nurturing yourself, right? It's about you recognizing your divinity, the star that you are, right? It's about you recognizing your own magic, your own beauty inside and out, being delicate with yourself, enjoying life right now, right? Taking time to smell the roses, even when things are hard, right? Finding that peace, that ease, and that flow, even when things feel tough, right? And also connecting with nature. Also, the moon is powerful times for you too. And you're being called to call in the element of fire and earth to assist you with your healing and your manifestations. You have clover, release your guilt. Release your guilt. Release your guilt. It's time to forgive yourself for the decisions that you made that at the time brought pain, right? For the things that you blocked that you didn't realize they brought joy because you were caught up in your pain. It's about you understanding that you accepted and rejected what you accepted and rejected because it was meant to be that way, right? It was meant to be that way. Now it's about you going within and finding out the why. What did you learn? What did you gain? What was the purpose of it, right? By doing that, you can release it, release whatever feelings, whatever energy, whether it's conscious or unconscious around it, and it will allow you to open yourself up by letting it go to receive what was meant to be there as your long term. You also have library. Take control of your own narrative with the number 22. You may feel led to look that up as well. This just falls back into spirit, just keeps reiterating for you about letting go of other people's opinions. It is time for you to live your life. And I'm hearing my life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine, right? I'm hearing that. I apologize to your ears, but that's on this plan. It's really about you taking your power back, right? Taking your power back, standing in your power truly for the first time in this lifetime. You are a very powerful being, and so you came into this dimension, this realm, this life experiencing a bit of powerlessness in certain situations, right? You came to have that experience, but at your core you are powerful on all levels. You are powerful, right? Earth angel is coming in. Stop overthinking things. Stop overthinking it. Stop replaying old scenarios. Stop making a choice, a decision, and then thinking about it until you done ran yourself racket, right? You done drove yourself crazy. Like, stop. Make a decision, stick to it, right? Have a high expectation of what's going to come from it. If it doesn't come how you expected it to, don't go into the whole, overplaying it. Just, okay, remember the forever question: what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? How is this growing me? Right? Been told to look at the bottom. Overall, your love life, when you allow it in, is going to be magical, right? How you see these two on this bed talking and sharing, and they look like the best of friends, and you can see the joy and the peace, and it's just easy. And I'm hearing easy like Sunday mornings playing. Like, that's what it's going to be for you. It's not going to be anything that you have to push or pull or struggle with. You're both going to shine. You're going to match each other's divinity, right? You're going to travel together. You're going to explore. Now, you might not already be doing this by yourself, but hiking, nature trips, and trails is coming in. So, you're going to be doing all that. And look, I was told to split the deck, and this is what came. Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. This is you. Most often, the unplug, it relates to like social media. You got the number 3 times. Look, you got 21, which is 3, 12, which is 3, and then you actually got the 3. So look up 333, angel number 333. But it's time for you to relax from the ideas, right? That constantly run through your mind. The ideas of what it is that you're choosing to experience, the ideas, like just the mind racing. It's time for you to release it. Bring yourself to calm, bring yourself to peace. Also, what it's doing is it's creating tension in your body that may be actually creating some physical pain. Particularly, I'm feeling it in the shoulders, a little bit in the neck, but mostly on this side. Um, and whether you're feeling it there or not, it could be coming in for me just as an indicator of what it's creating for you. But it's time to just relax, find a way to be in your peace, do more activities that increase your peace, not just the traditional activities of, deep breathing and, and yoga, or things of that nature, but actually doing things that create the energy of joy for you, right? The frequency of joy and excitement, but also puts you in a place of feeling totally relaxed, right? It's important. Anything else? Overall your love life will be great. Allow it in. Now that you have this you've made the choice, you will. Okay, so that is your message. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. I'm going to check to see what you are saying. um oh, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Recently fell in love and I'm terrified. Nahkila, huge revelations for me while I've been on this journey of love. Yes, girl, met him overseas. Wow, that travel, huh? That journey. This habit has been coming up in daily conversations with friends. Girl, naysayers, he brings me unadulterated joy. I had this guilt, anger conversation regarding family today. Nahkila, girl, this reading is so on point, on time, crazy confirmations. I am so glad. LOL, just had a conversation on hiking in nature last night. So awesome. I had to rub my right shoulder most this morning. Okay, yeah, because I was feeling it in there. And I know it's not mine because my body's been feeling pretty good lately. So, but I always ask Spirit, is this mine or is this hers if I'm unsure? But it was definitely yours. So, yeah, so that's what's causing it. So just, just sit in it, relax, and just flow. Just flow. So, yeah, yeah. Enjoy the ride and be open to what comes, right? Enjoy the ride and be open to what comes. Okay. You are so welcome. So welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to check to see if anyone else sent over a payment for a reading. Um, if anyone else would like a reading. And then I am going to, um, so I will, yes, 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 most definitely. Let me share the Cash App with you. They're $25 per question or $25 per general reading. So what I'm going to do is also deliver another message for the creative. Boosie. Did I say it right? Boosie. Boosie. Thank you for being here. Welcome back. Awesome. Go ahead and send your payment over, and your readings will be done in the order that your payment comes in. So as I'm waiting for that, I am going to do another message for us as a collective. And to those of you that are still on, thank you for being here. Okay, good. What do you have? And I'm going to share this with you guys because you remember earlier on when I said when people are doing readings for you to make sure you know what they're connecting to. So when I'm shuffling, I'm actually saying highest light and love, guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and helpful companions of highest light and love. Thank you for assisting me with delivering a message that is needed in highest light, love, and truth, right? So I am connecting to highest light and love. I'm reiterating this because some of you are getting readings and you're not making sure, you're not asking, what are they connecting to? And even if they're not connecting to low vibrating energies or entities, if they're not being specific that it's highest light and love and they're connecting to spirit realm It may not be intentional. Like, I'm not saying they're sitting around connecting with low vibrating entities and energies and just getting you caught up, but makes that not everyone makes it clear what they're connecting to when they're connecting. And so when you open that channel, unless you're clear, right? When you're clear, you're putting up a firewall, a protection so that only highest light and love can come in. But if you just connecting and you're not clear, or if you're connecting and you intentionally connecting with other things, even though you're not the one connecting, you are allowing people into your energetic space. So if you are not sure or they're not clear, it's super important to be mindful of that, okay? Because there's duality in everything. Mhm. So I just pulled cards. Oh, it's for the collective. Okay. I don't even know who's first. So we have flower. Be honest with yourself. Listen, Spirit said, didn't I say? One more again. And then we have feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Look at her eating on strawberries. Two. She eating on strawberries, oranges. What else do I see? Apples. She done spilt her wine. But she over there having a feast. Ooh, some messages are already coming through about this card. And then we have mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. Yes, come through, spirit. Come through with the come through. Look at her walking on water, living like she walking on sunshine. Okay, so first of all, we reiterating this right here. Be honest with yourself, right? What do you really believe, right? And it's coming through specifically is what do you believe you're capable of? So moving right along to this card, what I'd like you to notice is look at where she's at. Look at the surroundings. You see where she's at. You see those spider webs, and it looked like she might even be in a dungeon. Look at how the rug is kind of tattered, right? But she is sitting there like a queen on a throne, right? Now, although it's the style to have hole in your pants, I'm being led to deliver this message as if that is not intentional. She is not wearing that for the style. So the whole point is this: her surroundings are not ideal. What she is living in is not ideal, right? But she is still taking a time out to celebrate herself, right? To feast on life's joys, to feast on the sweetness of life, right? She ain't worried about that tattered rug, that those spider webs. She's not even tripping off the spilled wine, right? She's not like, oh my gosh, I just spilled the wine, now the rug dirty. She's like, whatever, right? So no matter what's going on in your world, it's still about you knowing that whatever the world is looking like on the outside of me, I got this temple right here, and I know my power, I know my worth, I know my value, right? I know what I got walking with me. So it doesn't matter what I'm seeing in this hologram we call life. What matters is what's in here, right? And so when you can maintain that, what's out here will start to change because it shows up as a test. Okay, let's see. You see these spider webs, you see this old rug, you see your holy pants, you ain't got money for new ones, people talking about you laughing, your bank account in negative or almost negative. And okay, what you doing now? How you feeling? You all right? You still confident? You still trusting? You still got faith? You still know that I got you and you still know that you could create anything? Or are you wavering now? Are you panicking? Oh, I'm guiding you to do something that requires money. But are you saying yes or are you saying no? Are you counting those pennies? You see that negative? Is that making your choice? Or are you surrendered, right? Because here's the thing, when you can still be in that space of knowing, no matter what this looks like, this is an illusion, right? This is what's real. And when you know your power and you know what's behind you, when you know what's working on your behalf, then you can change this outside world in an instant. And when you're being guided, that guidance is leading you to that change, right? So it's showing up as a test and a blessing. But sometimes we get so afraid. We get so afraid because it's not there. We don't see it right now. So we think it's not there, right? But once that illusion is lifted, everything that you desire and deserve is right there. It's shiny, it's clean, it's golden, it's man, right? So Spirit is reminding you the power is in here. The power is in the surrender. The power is in the action, right? The power is in the faith. The power is in allowing yourself to know that no matter what, spirit has you. Spirit has you, right? No matter what, spirit has you. So your only responsibility is to check this right here, this mindset, this belief system. That's it. Right? That's it. I can't tell you how many times spirit done guided me to do things. And you guys, like, here's the thing. A lot of times it's related to love and money, right? Those are the two things where when spirit be guiding us, we'll be like, oh no, oh no, I'm really feeling this person's spirit, but you telling me don't even get started with that, or oh no, I ain't feeling this person, but you telling me to start with that, or oh no, spirit, I ain't really got it, but you telling me to sign up for activating you. Yeah, I went there because some of y'all, that's the issue. However, spirit is guiding you no matter what it is, right? No matter what it is, if spirit is guiding you to it, spirit is going to make a way, right? All you're required to do is trust, believe, know, and act from a place of unwavering faith. I'm not speaking about what I think, I'm speaking about what I know. Because not only have I and do I continue to live a spirit led life, that sometimes the direction spirit is guiding me and it feels like how like recently I had a conversation with Deasia and I said, okay, spirit, I'm ready for love now, but I don't know how, but I trust that you do and you gonna make it happen because I'm not searching. I'm actually comfortable in my state right now where I'm at with my whole love life, my celibacy and all that. I'm good, but ultimately I am ready for love, so make it happen. I trust you. Now I'm just gonna let it go, right? And as I'm saying that, you guys, we're gonna get back into the personal reasons. But as I'm saying that, here's something else that came through a little bit earlier before we even got on in Power Hour that I was led to share and totally forgotten is coming up now. Is when you set the intention, when you put in the energy to manifest, stop constantly manifesting. Stop constantly doing rituals and routines and stop. Once you do it, let it go. Set it and forget it. When you're constantly doing things to, manifest, bring it in, that's because you don't have faith and you're lacking patience and trust and all these other things. So it's actually doing the opposite. Now, what you can do every day is get in that mirror, look at yourself dead in the eyes, and say, I am so grateful that I am whatever you were manifesting, right? That's the extent of it. But stop constantly doing stuff that you already did stuff for, right? Just let it go. Live. Be. It's coming. Don't block it. All right. One more card. Mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. Okay. Remember, we were just talking about that temple. We were talking about that temple, right? It's here. It's here. It's not out here. So all that energy that you put into makeup, that you put into clothes, that you put into new sneaks, that you put into haircut, whatever it is, right? To make things look good, you're being called to put that same energy plus some into this, all of that internal stuff, right? All of that internal stuff, because this outside, it will die. It's gonna die. It's a meat suit. It's gonna deteriorate, and all that's left is what's in here, right? And whatever you've built in here in this lifetime will carry with you into your next lifetime. Your soul will start from there, and then the next lifetime. So keep elevating, right? Your elevation is for now and later. I haven't had none of those in a while. Now and later. So that's the message, y'all. That's our message as a collective. Now we're gonna get into the readings. Let's see. Boosie said, what is the deal with me and money and attracting the resources I desire, people, board members, card, etc. Hi, Kevin TV. Start changing internally, then the world sees. Yes. Hey, TK. TK said, hey, y'all, love and light. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Boosie. Thank you, Pat. Okay, let me just check because I'm checking to see the order that it came in. So Zeta sent first, and thank you, Zeta, for the donation. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for even trusting me with your reading. And then okay, that's Zart. Let me look again because y'all, if I don't see the letters, I'll be saying stuff. I'll be saying intermediate instead of intermittent. Yeah. So Zyra, you sent yours first, and then WHEW. Boosie, is that you? That's you. So you'll be after, okay? So let's see. Yes, yes. And are we ready for love? Yes, I am. I am. And I know it'll happen in divine timing. But listen, one day I was like, let me think about this love thing. How am I choosing this to be? Because I'm that person, I like to cater to my mate, right? But then what I discovered is I don't like to do it every day. I like for us to meet up and, dress up and, and I like for even sex to be an experience. I don't like people that fall into the line of, some people say, "Oh, your wife stops having sex after." No, I mean, that's never happened. No, that doesn't happen with me. But I still like it to be like as adventurous as it was in the beginning, right? I like the whole, like, I like to maintain. My grandmother used to always say, the same way you get them is how you keep them. Well, that's true for me too. The same way you get me is how you keep me. And because I treat you how I like to be treated. You see what I'm saying? So I've been thinking, like, okay, am I really choosing to have that aspect that comes with it? And I was like, but you know what? I could decide I don't have to do it like I used to do it, right? Where I was working, cleaning, cooking, doing everything. Like, no, I get to determine, I get to cater it for how it works for me now, right? So this is also what I'm saying when I say we're being called to really self-evaluate. And the things that may be blocking us, we don't have to allow it to be a block. We get to choose to break it down, evaluate it, and then shift it, manifest it, create a reality that allows us to have what we're choosing and the way we're choosing to have it. We don't have to just accept it or continue a pattern that worked for us at one time that no longer works for us now, right? It's totally up to us. So, yeah, that was probably TMI, y'all. But listen, open book, just as transparent as this shirt. That's my life. Uh, Yes. Okay. Yes. General. Sharon said, "Yeah, that's definitely me. I'll rinse and repeat, manifesting something till I get on spirit's last nerves. I'ma chill out. Yes. Set it and forget it. Set it and forget it." Pat said that message resonates with me. Ashe, I'm a witness. Spirit does provide when you surrender. For real. For real. So okay. Okay. So General, Syra. See, I always start with the names. I'll be like, I get them, and then sometimes I forget. Y'all told me how to pronounce it. If you spell it for me phonetically, I'll say it correctly. And then sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Okay, so this is the first time I've been led to put the sage at my third eye, right? So, Zyra, it's important for you to cleanse your third eye. It's important for you to start exercising your third eye. Just start doing this. You might even get some sage and do like I did. Start doing this, just massaging the third eye, visualizing it open. Allow yourself to have this retractable cord, this cord that extends out. Allow it to go into the cosmos, feeling it connect to source. This is during your deep breathing time, and then bringing information from source down into your third eye. And then when you're done receiving, bring that cord back in, but keep the third eye open. It's really time for you to start cultivating your third eye. It's also time for you to start trusting in your gifts and the messages that you receive more. It's time for you to stop living in self-doubt and to stop living in fear. Recently, fear has really began to overtake you and overcome your life, right? It's like you experienced this transition, but in that transition, you kind of lost your confidence, right? And you went into this shell, right? Like you started seeking shelter. So you went within like a turtle. Now is not the time for that. That transition was not any sort of warning. It was actually an elevation, but the way you're responding to it is going to have the opposite effect on the effect that it would naturally have if you just were to flow with it. So when you're feeling like that, that's when it's time for you to allow yourself, right? Allow yourself to seek out, what am I really feeling? Allow yourself to really focus on your healing practices, right? It's time for you to understand that as life has its natural cycles, that you are still just as powerful, just as capable, just as in tune, right? Also what you're eating. There's something that you're eating that is not agreeing with your body, but you like it and you kind of know it don't agree, but you like it and you kind of like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Nope, you know what it is. Cut it out. At least for now, give yourself a break, right? Everything is about balance, okay? So I'm being guided to pull more cards. You may feel led to look up the number 6. And on top, okay. Okay, so you have dragons. Slay them all. You better work. I'm hearing what's his name? RuPaul, you know. But what's coming through for you with slaying all the dragons are those dragons that show up within your own energy field. They're showing up what some people may call as demons, shadow work. It's time for you to really work through those things that no matter how far you go, no matter how far you go, you always find yourself taking 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back, right? Sometimes you might take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, but there's this component of self-sabotage that is keeping you from having a consistent flow of elevation, right? And it's so important that you grant yourself grace as you're recognizing this about yourself because there's a purpose in it. But now it's time for you to uncover what that purpose is, right? A lot of well, okay, this is what I'm receiving. A lot of beating up self and self-sabotage is coming in at the same time. So the question that your guides are asking is why? Why don't you feel worthy? Why don't you trust in your own gifts? Why are you creating an existence that mimics hell on earth, right? And some people may look at your experience, your life experience, and may feel like, oh, you got so much going on. Oh, it's so good. Oh, how could you ever feel however you feel sometimes? But it's because you're not allowing yourself to exist in your full potential, and that eats you up inside because you know you're capable for more. You know you're deserving of more, but there's like this split side, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? There's 2 sides of you. And you remember that push me, pull me thing. I'm 45. I'm about to say 44, but I'd be lying. I'm 45 now. And there was this character when I was a kid, and it was like push me, pull, and they shared a butt, and they would go this way, go that way, but it was like an animal, right? That's what's coming in as like that push me, pull. There's 2 sides of you. One side of you is going this way, the other is going that way, and then here you are, your soul in the middle, like which way are we going? Like just decide, just tell me what we doing. Right. And so there's this energy of frustration. There's this energy of confusion. There's this energy of lack. Right. When you don't have to be there, it just requires healing and it requires you accepting your divinity. You took a vow in a past life. So vow that you took, it's time to release it, right? Like you literally chose, this is literally how it's coming in. Let me experience life like the commoners, right? This is a past life. So now, because you chose that, this is what you're experiencing. You created a soul contract, but just like you create them, you can release them, right? And you can create another one. You can release it by writing down, I, your full name, am choosing to sever all soul ties, all soul contracts that I have made this lifetime and any lifetime, whether it's parallel, whether it's past, present, future, I am choosing to sever whatever comes to you. The whole concept is you are literally ending this soul contract wherever your soul is existing, has existed, and will exist. Okay. And then what you can do is create another soul contract based on what you're choosing to experience. And then in that one, also put everywhere you could exist, past, present, and future, right? And just know whatever soul contract you create, even this one that you're creating, you can always sever it, right? When you have conscious awareness that it exists. So, yeah, it's time for you to release that, okay? And you have castle, and it says it's time for healing, not war. I can't make it up because listen, right when I grabbed this card, I was going to say to you, I'd like you to connect with your soul and see if it serves your highest good to begin working with me and activating you. And look, you got it's time for healing, not war. So check in with your soul. See if you get a yes, schedule your consultation. Let's see which program works for you. Okay. But the war is the fight with self, right? The war is the fight with self. Okay. Just take a look at this card. There's nobody else there but her. And she looks so out of place, right? She looks so out of place. It feels like all the good things are slipping through her fingers, so out of place because She's not meant to be at war with herself. You're not meant to be at war with yourself, right? You're meant to be in your divinity, expressing your divinity, sharing your divinity, experiencing your divinity, right? But it's up to you. It's up to you. Is your soul ready to move on beyond that contract that you created? Are you tired? Have you had enough? If so, it's time. One more. I'm being told to look at the bottom. Tree. Let them go. Again, let them blocks go. Let them limited beliefs go. Let them fears go. Let them go. Let them go. Teddy Pendergrass is singing now. Let them go. And now LL is singing. Mama said, knock you out. So it's time for you to knock it out the box, Rick. All these songs coming in. It's time for you to fight those demons, knock them out. You are in control, not your experiences, not your fears, not your limiting beliefs. You are in control. Okay. Is there anything else? So, nope, that's it. Just remind her that she got this. You got this. You got this. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Let me see what you were saying. Um, let's see. Uh, let's see. Let's see. I never know how to spell it phonetically. Call me Z. Okay, Z. Awesome. But you're saying it right. Okay. Sarah. Sarah. Yeah, I need to give up meat again. Cancel eat need, it serves your highest good and you get to choose to, right? It serves your highest good. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. I truly appreciate it. Yes, do that. Do that. And you don't have to wait around for anything special, like a special moon or, although a lot of times we do certain things during those times, we don't have to get stuck in that, right? We don't have to get stuck in that. Let's see. Did you ask me what deck? Tempest asked, what deck are you using? It is called Believe in Your Own Magic, Amanda Lovelace. Believe in your own magic. Do you believe in magic? If you believe in yourself, you believe in magic because you is a magical mother. Shut your mouth. Okay. Those that see me all the time are used to this, but for you that are just meeting me, hi, I'm Nahkila. I'm a big old goofball. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. So, hey, Mom, you just back on or you been on? Welcome back. Cheryl said that message was meant for me too. See, it happens like that every time, right? I'm so grateful. So Boosie, you are next. And if there's anyone else that would like a reading, just go ahead and send your payment. It's 25 per question or a general. So Boosie, will you do me a favor? Will you put your question in the comments? Because I know that you shared it before, but it gets lost. Let me see if I can find it before you let me see if I can find it. So typically when you send your payment, then when I come to your reading time, then I'll ask you for your question because I will forget what it was. So let's see. Um let's see. Hmm. Okay, I got it. What is the deal with me and money and attracting the resources I desire, people, board members, cars, etc. Okay, so I am disconnecting from Z's energy and I am connecting with Lucy's energy. Okay. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. So, first thing that's coming in, Boosie, is some of the things that has come up throughout today's Empower Hour. And for you, it's coming in. First of all, if you didn't see it from the beginning, watch it back. But also, it's about you identifying what your blocks are, right? What are your internal blocks? What are your belief systems? Impatience is coming in for you. That the timing, right? It's what it's coming through as is you will have a goal, right? You will set an intention, you will map it out, you'll have a plan, you'll do everything right according to what society will say right is, right? Everything is aligned, everything is planned, everything is properly executed, right? But what's missing is the flow. right? What's missing is the surrender. What's missing is the soul guidance, right? Too much of the mind, not enough of the soul, right? It's time for you to lose your mind to find your soul on a deeper level, right? It's time for you to create a balance between mind and soul guidance, mind and spirit guiding you, right? So that's the main thing that's creating. As far as operational goes, you have that down, right? You have that down. But here's the thing that Spirit has shared with me a long time ago. For those of us that have a specific calling over our lives in this lifetime, the way that we achieve what we identify as success, it's not going to be achieved in the same way as the average person that's here as an observer or here as the constant student, right? Those of us that have a calling to step into our purpose in this lifetime, the way that we achieve these material gains, it requires us to be guided. It requires us to surrender. It requires us to do things a little bit, sometimes a lot of bit different than how we've been taught, right? Because the thing that we're being called to do is to teach the collective how to disconnect from what society has taught is the right way, the only way. And we're being called to connect with that flow and that commitment to spirit, to source, to soul, to self. Okay. So that's coming in very, very strong for you. And let's see what the cards have, what messages come in from the cards. And I'm hearing upside down. Boy, you turn me inside out, round and round. So upside down, you're turning me. Okay, so yeah, you're being called to flip everything on its side. Flip everything, turn it around, belief systems. It's oh, Jesus on the main line. What is that all about? Oh, okay, okay. I see it, spirit. I see it. Oh, okay, top. I love that. I love that. Upside down. Okay, so look at this. You got evil queen. Don't be alarmed though. It says you deserve sugar, not salt. I'm gonna say how my grandmother would say, you deserve sugar, not shit. Excuse the language if it offends anyone, but that's how my momo used to say it. But yeah, that's what you deserve. You have a healthy hand in blocking your own blessings. Mindset work, more mindset work. And when I say mindset work, I don't mean like the aspects of your mindset that you're aware of, because those things, like, you're very good at executing, right? Once you recognize, you execute, but it's very mechanical. And that's one of the things blocking you. It's about flow, right? When I talk about your mindset, though, I mean those things that you are not right now consciously aware that's blocking you, right? So the words eager and desperation are coming in, but it's also coming in that you are not eager or desperate. Okay, so don't don't behave in that way. Don't show up in that way, right? It's like when you go to buy a car, right? When you go buy a car, you never let the salesperson know just how much you really love that car, just how much, like, I got 4 flats and no engine, like, and I got work. That's 500 miles away. Like, I can't be without a car. You be up in there like, I got 3, 4, 5 cars. I'm good. But it's cute. I might. What deal can you give me? This is how you're being called to show up in life, right? Those things that you're building, those things that you're creating, those things that seem to be blocked, right? It's about showing up in that way, not showing up in that way that we described. You got 500 miles to travel with no car, because it's that energy that's creating a block as well, right? You deserve all these things, and you actually have really good and pure intentions, right? There's just a little more internal work, a little more self work, right? A little more. It's not even hefty, it's just a little more. That list will be very powerful for you, identifying what belief systems are yours, which belief systems are not. But taking it a step further, what I'd like you to ask is, how does my soul feel? And then I'd like you to look at everything that you're doing to create this wealth that you're choosing, right? How does my soul feel? Let's say you have an ice cream stand. How does my soul feel about the ice cream stand? Let's say you have a boutique. How does my soul feel about this boutique? Pay attention. The way you can find out if you don't hear spirit or see or whatever is just breathe deep and feel your body, right? How does my soul feel about? And then one by one, each thing that you're doing to create this wealth. Pay attention. If your body feels anything that doesn't feel good or anything that feels congested or anything that feels blocked, put that thing on the list of hold on. Title it hold on, right? And then if you get that feeling where it feels like peace and it feels really good in your body scan, then put that on the list of move forward, right? Because with the hold on, the reason being is because not everything that shows up with that reaction in your body is meant for you to let it go completely. Some of it will be let go, right? That's a whole nother list for a whole nother time. But first, let's just focus on hold on and move forward, right? Eventually, you'll also go over that hold on list to determine what's to be removed, but not now. Now, as I say that to you, your mind is going to feel like, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that. See, that's part of it. Being able to slow down, right? Being able to be patient. So intentionally, Spirit had me share that with you because intentionally it's meant for you to recognize that this is part of what happened. So with that other list, just keep it at hold on and move forward. Just wait on the other list. You'll be guided on when to go there, okay? Now you also got dragons, slay them all. This is a theme, y'all. We are one. We got the same thing. So you already know, slay them all. Slay them all. And it's also slay them all. It's also for you, it's coming through as abruptly hold on the things that don't feel good in your soul, because what's happening is you're still operating in outdated frequencies. You're still operating because you put in time, you put in energy, you put in money, but some things are just no longer for you, so you're still pushing it because of all the things you've done connecting with it, and now it's time to hold on with it, right? So don't wait, don't overthink, don't just those things that come through, it's time to put them on hold on. It's time to pause and work on those things that are move forward. You also have lavender. Surround yourself with love. So listen, the sweet things in life are yours. They are yours to have. They are yours to experience. It's about you surrounding yourself with people that uplift you, right? Having more time with people that uplift you and support you than time with people that rely on you, right? Because sometimes there's an imbalance. Sometimes you do spend time with those that uplift you, support you, and love you, but you spend more time on those that rely on you where there's no give and take. There's no even exchange in energy. And right now, your life is also calling for balance, right? Because when you're out of balance, money is balance, money is wealth, right? Money is peace. Money is wealth. Wealth is balance. Wealth is peace. Money is calm, right? All of those things. If you're out of alignment in those areas, then money is not going to come to you. It's going to run from you until you're ready for it, right? You also have potion. Remember to practice self-love. It's so funny because with that card, I felt a self-love component. But what this is all about, your magic potion is all about the energy that you give to yourself, right? It's all about balance. Balance is coming up. Patience and balance are coming up for you. Patience and balance are the two key words that come up with for you. It's all about creating that balance. Don't give so much of yourself that you don't have time for yourself. I even feel like sometimes when you do take time for yourself, it's kind of rushed, right? Like you may be feeling like, but I do practice self love. I do this, right? But I mean, where you're literally going deep, where you're shutting everything down and you are just pouring into your soul. No interferences, no outside sources. It is just you, source, and self love, right? And whatever activity you're engaging in for pure joy, right? Start prioritizing your joy over your profit, right? You don't have to sacrifice your joy. You don't have to sacrifice your rest, right? To create these things. It's having an adverse effect. So, yeah, anything else? Look on the bottom. Feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Here we go, reiterating, slow down, right? Slow down, pause a bit, and celebrate you. Celebrate you. Okay. So that is your message, Boosie. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. I'm going to look to see what you're saying. It doesn't look like you've said anything. So let me know how that resonated. It's 7:37, you guys. So I'm going to read what 7:37 is really quick, because not only is that message specifically for Boosie, but it's also for us as a collective, which doesn't that include Boosie? 7:37. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let us see. Okay. Number 737 is a blend of the vibrations of number 7 and the energies of number 3, with number 7 appearing twice, amplifying and magnifying its mystical influences. Number 7 is the number of spiritual awakening and development, understanding the self and others, introspection, emotions and feelings, deep contemplation, the esoteric and mystical, empathic and psychic abilities, persistence of purpose and determination, study, research, and learning. Number 3 is the number of manifesting, creativity, self expression, joy, and spontaneity, growth and expansion, imagination and intelligence, affability and enthusiasm. Number 3 also resonates with the energies of the ascended masters. Angel number 737 indicates that angels know your true inner divinity and are happy with your progress along your upon your spiritual path thus far. Allow the flow of positive abundance to shower down upon you as your creative energies have been activated, and you are being encouraged to express yourself with joy and enthusiasm. Angel number 737 brings a message of congratulations from the angels as you have been working devotedly and diligently on your divine soul purpose. You have been listening to your intuition and inner wisdom and have been taking positive action in the right direction. Angel number 737 also tells you that research, study, education, and learning will enhance your personal growth and development at this time. And you will be guided towards all they say that you need, but we're going to cancel elite need, all that's required and that serves your highest good to do and learn. Follow your intuition in areas that may be new, unexpected, or uncertain. Indulge in a hobby, interest, pastime, or line of study that ignites your passions and allow your natural creativity to express the beauty within you, as what you create will inspire others in untold ways. Angel number 737 suggests that you have chosen a spiritual life and lifestyle and have listened to your soul's higher calling. Your angels encourage you to keep up the great work and know that you are supported, well blessed, and loved. And it breaks down to the number 8. So listen, some of you may not even feel like that message is your reality right now, but it is, right? Just because you're being called to make some shifts doesn't mean that you're still not on target. You're still not on track. You're not on your path because every part of your path is exactly where you're called to be. So, as we're doing this self evaluating, Spirit is saying, don't forget to honor yourself in each phase. Don't forget that you are perfect exactly as you are and where you are, even as you're being guided to make shifts, transitions, and changes, right? So let's see what you all are saying. Here's Cheryl say you got me singing upside down with you. Oh, and Z, you kept saying you like this shirt. The reason why I didn't say where it was from is because I bought this shirt at least a year and a half ago, but I got it from Fashion Nova. So it's so old, like it's not even in the clearance, right? That's how old it is. Because usually I'd be like, girl, I got it from, but that's why I didn't say that because as I'm receiving the compliment and thanking you for it, I already know it's not available anymore, but that's where I got it from. So yeah. Let's see. My mom said out. I was looking out my car window and started singing upside down, and then you started singing it too. Wow, LOL. Listen, you guys, all these synchronicities that have been happening, like so many synchronicities have been happening. I can't even tell you. The members of activating you that have the access to me in between sessions via Voxer, they know I will send numbers. Every conversation, there's always some synchronistic numbers, whether it's the time, the battery percent, the length of our messages. Like Spirit has been coming through over time with these synchronicities, you guys. It's amazing. But these are signs and symbols that say, listen, remember the messages that you received. Remember that joy and enthusiasm you had when you began this. Like, this is just another phase. We're still here. You're still supported. You're still loved. You're still doing great, right? Spirit is here encouraging you. So when you have synchronicity, my mom and I, when we were grounding the other day, we saw a crane, right? And the crane has such a powerful message. And it was amazeballs because it resonated, right? And the crane was just so beautiful. I've been here since 2019. I've been coming to that lake ever since. That's my first time seeing a crane. That was totally Spirit, right? So pay attention to them and look up their meanings when you see them. Pat said, I received that message about not sacrificing joy for profit. Yes, because just like we talked about the peace coming first, the peace coming and the peace being what quiets the storm, what ends the storm. Well, the same thing, your joy, right? Your joy is what creates the profit. If you work in why do you think so many people that work hard are so unhappy? and a job that don't fulfill them, they just over broke, right? Because there's no joy. There's no joy, right? And of course, there are some that have been able to be wealthy, but they're unhappy, right? So they're not enjoying the profit, not when you're miserable. So we're being called to understand that we don't have to sacrifice joy or time for self in order to create the life that we desire and deserve. Because remember what money is. Money will run. Money will run, right? And here's the thing, when it comes to creating, especially when it comes to like a business or elevating at your job, if you're not showing up for self and doing the things that are required to keep you spiritually healthy, spiritually sound, spiritually balanced, at peace and grounded, you're saying to source, I can't handle more, right? Because the universe, the sole purpose is to care for you, to love you, to protect you, to serve you when you allow it. So if what you're doing right now is not aligned with your self-care, your self-love, your peace, your balance, your joy, well, what you're saying through your actions is, I am not ready for more. Because the more responsibility you have, the less time you have. So if you're not prioritizing you and your joy, well, then that message, that action carries a frequency too. What it's saying is, I can't handle more. There's so many reasons why it serves our highest good to take care of self first. Now, we usually state the ones that's always stated, but this is a big one, right? Because oftentimes it's like we're doing this, we're operating like this because we're like, all right, if I put in all this work, I used to be that person that say, I could sleep when I die, I could rest when I die. I was on go, right? Now that I listen to my body, I follow my body's guidance. I listen to, when I'm feeling tired, when I'm feeling like resting, when I don't feel like doing nothing but playing, right? I listen now. I'm in balance now, right? And now I'm doing so much more than I was doing when I wasn't. How'd that work, right? So it's just about programming, letting it go, reprogramming. So Boosie said, thank you for my reading. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Awesome. I'm so glad. And thank you for allowing me to serve you. Pat said she was having connection issues. I'm sure she'll listen to the replay. Awesome. Yes, please do. Make sure you listen to the replay so you can receive the full message. Yes, surrender, frozen, let it go, let it go. Yes, I often say, let it go. Yes, that's, yeah. Pat, that song was sang for you a lot too. See, like attracts like. Beautiful souls choosing to surrender, right? So yeah, Pat said, wow, I'm feeling 737. I'm going to read that again. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to check to see. Was anyone else choosing to get a reading? Okay. Now it's 7:47 on my phone. You may feel led to look that up too. My phone's a couple of minutes fast. Don't ask me how it happened. I have no clue, but it is. It wasn't always that way. One day I just woke up. It was a couple of minutes fast. Okay. This is the last message for us as a collective. If you would like a reading, let me know in the comments that you're going to send your payment, so then I won't log off if I haven't received it before I'm done with the message. Also, you guys, before I do this, let me tell you a few things. Oh, there's 11 people on, and we have 11 thumbs up, 11, more messages, and now the computer says 7:47. So awesome. I love it. Cheryl says 646 on mine. Yeah, so you may feel led to look that up too. The fact that we're bringing this up and the number is being pointed out, you may feel led to look it up. So here's what I'm going to share with you guys. There are some things that are going on. Number one, I am currently accepting new members and activating you. I have group, one-on-one, and a program that's kind of a combination of both. One-on-one also has group sessions as well. I also have the Activating You All-Inclusive Retreat. I have the Accelerated Retreat. And if you have been receiving the guidance from Spirit to work with me, now is the time, okay? If you feel like money is a thing, don't let that stop you. Schedule your consultation. Let's connect and let's see how I can serve you. If you've been on your journey and you've been working it out and you feel like you've reached a plateau and things are just kind of maintaining, or if you feel totally lost, or even if you feel you got it all together, but something's just not clicking, let's connect. You know, oftentimes I always say, what makes this program so different is because Spirit is guiding me on how to guide you. So just like I'm able to give you these readings with accuracy, right? What ends up happening is during sessions, Spirit will give me the action steps on how you can release, on how you can heal. I'll get more specifics as far as what it is, right? And so when you do the work, when you put in the energy to do the action steps, you will get the results, right? So even with our group sessions, there's individual time that each person gets, because I can talk to the group like we do here on Empower Hour, but when you have individual time to talk about what you're going through specifically, it makes a difference, right? It's not cookie cutter, meaning there's no module one, module two. Everything is completely spirit led. And you know, one time Alaka, she asked me, what are my credentials? And when I shared them, she said, I know, I just asked so everyone else will know. So for those of you where credentials are a thing, where you like people with credentials, I am a certified NLP practitioner, neuro linguistic programming. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and a Reiki master teacher. I'm also a certified transformational life coach. So if you're interested, if you've been having that prompting in your soul, now is the time. And you can even reach out to some of the people that I serve and ask them what their experiences is. Click the link in the description, go read the reviews and see what those experiences are. Also, there's a whole playlist labeled reviews, right? Check those out and see. Okay. So as I was saying that, and see what your soul tells you, okay? Because even with checking out all the reviews, let your soul be a guide. Ask Spirit. And if Spirit says yes, let's do it. If Spirit says no, then don't, okay? That's all. That's all. And the retreats too, y'all, they're magical. Don't take my word for it. Ask the people that attended, okay? So now we're gonna get into our final message, okay? Oh, and now we have 11 people on with 12 thumbs up. So for real, Spirit. So 11, 12, right? Everything's in divine order. Everything's progressing as both of these. Okay. Everything's progressing as it serves our highest good to have it progress. Okay. So, you know, I brought the book for a reason. At first, I was not going to bring the book because I rarely use it, but there are times where I feel guided to read from the book. So here we got this card again. So with this card, I'm going to read from the book and see what that message is. It says, think first before you judge. Okay. Number 26. So let's see what that message is. Ooh, we just landed on Lighthouse. Okay. It says, think first before you judge. Did you commit to lifting up one of your sisters only to drop her down into the blaze? Examine the situation. Is your judgment justified, or is society tricking you into your stance? After all, it does have a habit of making you believe that other girls are your competition and that they must behave perfectly at all times. Step back and take the time to figure it out. It's not always clear at first, instead of acting rashly. So, not everyone identifies as girls. It's not just girls on here. So whether it's your sisters or your brothers or your they or your them, it don't matter. Message still applies. So there's that. Now we have lioness. Number 4. I'm telling you, 4 has been coming up a lot. 3, 8, 7. It says you've earned all your stripes. I love how she has stretch marks. I love it. I love it. You've earned all your stripes. Okay, so there's 2 messages because I felt one coming and then I started to receive another one. So first of all, let me just say this. This is about self-image, right? I told you guys how I actually battled with dysmorphia for several years of my life, right? I don't anymore. I see me now because I see my soul, and then my soul reflects on the outside, right? So no matter what version of me I'm showing up as, whether it's big, small, square, round, triangle, I love me. I love me. I love my divinity, and it is what it is. But I'm saying that to say this. When I first started to break down the dysmorphia, I first started with touching my body, and the things that when I looked in the mirror I didn't like, because I was programmed to believe that wasn't beautiful or wasn't sexy or wasn't valued or appreciated. I started with touching it, and I'm talking about my stomach because I've been holding my stomach in since I was a little girl. and it actually felt really good. Some of you have heard me say this before, but it felt really good. Even back in the day, I never was that girl that liked the six pack on a woman. I always was like, I'm just happy that my stomach's flat. It doesn't have to have definition, but it felt good. It felt soft. And then I started to think about how it feels to someone else, after I got in the habit of like, I like the way it feels, then I was able to imagine like how that would feel to someone else, being able to experience that. Or I touch my legs and the softness of my skin and, just really embracing everything that is me, right? And the more I did that with touch first, and I started to love what I felt, then I was able to love what I saw, right? That was my progression. And I can look at other bodies and they're not fitting into society's version of beautiful, and I see the beauty in them, right? So this is another thing that we're being called to ask ourselves, starting with self. Is this my belief or was it programmed, right? Find a way to love all the things that you don't love about yourself, right? Now, with you earning your stripes, here's another message to that. It doesn't relate to your physical self. You earned the ability to show up just as you are, right? And the way you earned it is because you said yes to incarnating. You said yes to experiencing this earth experience. So, with that being said, you've earned the right to be in flow with your natural state of being. You've earned the right to sit in who you are and feel your way through it. You've earned the right to say no to things that don't resonate and say yes to things that do, even if it's not popular opinion or shared opinion by no one else but you, right? You've earned that right. You've earned the right to love yourself just as you are, inside and out. You've earned that right. And Spirit is supporting you. Spirit is loving you. Spirit is guiding you. And sometimes you don't always recognize it because you have created a block, right? You guys remember that little poem where it was talking about the footprints in the sand and how there you left me, Jesus. There was only one set of footprints. And then Jesus said, that's when I was carrying you. There's so many blessings, so many blessings, so many prayers are being answered for you. So many manifestations are right at your door and it knocked, but because it knocked on your back door, you didn't even go check the door. You still at the front door waiting for that package, that blessing to come at the front door, and you are so focused on where you think it's coming from that you're missing it. You're missing it. It's time for you to expand your awareness of self. It's time for you to be open to receive what Spirit has for you, even if it's coming in a way that you never thought it would, right? It's time to be open. It's time to receive. It's time to give to self first, and then you could give to others, right? So you earned your stripes. You earned your stripes. And some of y'all might be called to go grounding near the ocean or a lake. And look at that fishtail. You may feel led to look up what does a fish represent or the fish as a spirit animal. You also have escapists. Come home to yourself. Okay, this is just reiterating, right? Figure you out, right? Figure you out. Let your soul guide you back home. Asking all those questions that keep coming up through today's Empower Hour, right? It's time. Escape this matrix, right? Leave it. Leave it. You don't even have to escape it. You could just choose to leave it. Leave it. When you find yourself speaking about something, stop for a moment, pay attention to how it feels, and then ask yourself, is this mine or is this theirs? Is this divine or is this society? Taking the time to evaluate. If we too busy, go, we can't feel, we can't receive, we get stuck, right? And then we got gray. Endings are inevitable. Right now, you are at an end of a cycle, and that cycle is living as everything you are not, accepting everything you do not, and living as your true, authentic self, only accepting the things that resonate with your soul. Okay, that is it. That is all. And I just heard Bugs Bunny. That's all, folks. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is our message. Wow. See y'all with the numbers. So there's 7 people on. We have 13 thumbs up. 11, paying attention to your intentions, paying attention to your thoughts, knowing that you have the power to create as you speak, to create as you think, right? You may feel led to look up the number 11. So thank you for allowing me to serve you. I am going to check one more time so that I can make sure no one sent anything over that I'm missing. Uh-oh. Let's see. I missed a call. I missed 2 calls. Actually, I believe one was for my mom. I took a sacred bath, y'all, before. Oh, it's my cousin. One was my mom, one was my cousin. I took a sacred bath before I got on. Oh my gosh, these sacred baths, I told you, I done took 6 this week in a row. So it's gonna be a 7. I'm just flowing with it. If this is my new cycle where I'm taking sacred baths every day, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, y'all. So let's see. Anitra said, thank you for another amazing Empower Hour. Thank you for being here, Anitra. Your energy is always felt and appreciated. Cheryl said, I thoroughly enjoyed this Empower Hour. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you. And you guys, you know what? I used to never ask. For a while, it was tough for me to ask, but I am asking you guys if these videos resonate with you. The way that you can support the channel is to share the videos. When you're watching the videos, whether it's the horoscope readings, the Monday Money Message, or even the reels, like the little short ones, just share them. Comment, give a thumbs up, even if you just comment a heart, right? Because by you doing that, what happens is it puts the videos more in the rotation. And then you guys, there's also ads that may pop up. Just watch the ads because those ads create revenue. The more you guys watch them, when there's YouTubers that I really like, I watch the ads. I might not send a donation sometimes, but a lot of times no. But those are ways that I can contribute to their channel is by doing those things, commenting, liking, sharing, and watching the ads. So I used to just let it play. I'd be doing something else and I let it play until they came back on. But yeah, so I appreciate you for showing up. I appreciate you for allowing me to serve you and all the love and support that you show. I'm super incredibly grateful. Thank you so much and have a beautiful. Oh, wait, one more thing. Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday is a great time to manifest money, anything financial, right? So here's something you can do. You can get a cinnamon stick, burn it like it's a piece of Palo Santos. You might have to keep burning it because it burns out quick. And then smudge yourself with it, setting the intention to welcome in positive abundance into your life, specifically dealing with your finances, right? Because cinnamon helps bring in finances. And then what you can do is get some salt, wash your hands with the salt, no soap, just wet your hands, rub the salt, go all in like you're washing something dirty off your hands. And as you're washing with that salt, just setting the intention that I'm choosing to release any blocks that are keeping me from receiving financial abundance. I'm cleansing and clearing and releasing any blocks. And so it is. Then rinse your hands, get your cinnamon, sprinkle it on your hands. Now, I recommend do it before you either going to lay down or meditate. Sprinkle it on your hands and then with that cinnamon, I am so grateful for all the consistent flow of abundance that is coming into my life. I'm so grateful. I'm so deserving. I'm so worthy. The more I have, the more I am able to give. I welcome in money. Money is my friend. I am here to receive money. The more I have, the more I'm able to give, right? And then rinse your hands off. And then go lay down, allow yourself to deep breathe, and just inhale and then exhale. And inhale and exhale. Right? And just do that if you're doing it before bed until you fall asleep. That cinnamon scent on your hands is so incredible. Like when I did that on the first Sunday of the month, I was seeing like each inhale, I would see a vision. Each inhale, like it was amazing. And next thing I know, I'm asleep, but it was also super relaxing. So let me know what happens when you do it. You can leave the comment on if you aren't in activating you the mentorship and you don't have access to me through those channels or through Vox or anything like that. Leave the comment on one of the videos. Like, how did it work? What did you experience? Right? And let me know. Let me know because I'm super excited about it. It was so amazing, so amazing. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I got to share. That's all. Let's see. Cheryl said you're a beautiful person inside and out. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good day. I'm sending you so much love. Look, I look all puffy. It, I look buff.